We're going live. We're going live to do a mock draft and a best ball draft at the same time, side by side. Here's the mock draft. The other screen was the best ball Superflex draft. Your boy Smitty's playing a little injured tonight. I'll tell you about it in a second. Those of you on my Instagram, first of all, if you're not on my Instagram, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because you get all kinds of behind the scenes details. Plus, you can subscribe to my voicemail service for $4.99 a month. Just click subscribe on my profile. But on IG, you get all the behind-the-scenes stuff. Smitty took his toenail off. I smashed my toenail off of my my middle toe on my right foot, my kicking foot out of all feet. And you can go see the picture of it on my Instagram. The last post that links to this live stream, go check it out. It's not a pretty sight. But your boy Smitty's on IR. But we're here anyway because that's how we roll. The Fantasy Football Show. Late night graveyard live stream mock draft and best ball Superflex draft show edition begins right now.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, good people? Your boy Smitty playing injured. Go look at my Instagram and tell me that isn't a pretty mangled toe. Looks like LeBron James's foot at this point. I don't know if it's ever going to be the same. My toenail is just, it's hanging on like I need to take it off. I just don't know what to do because I got to go live right now. But it's absolutely mangled. It's just straight up mangled. It doesn't look good at all. It looks like somebody just smashed it with a hammer. And so, we do what we got to do. A little bit of pain still. I want to go running tonight. I don't know if that's going to happen. But we're here. We're doing it live, and we're going to do a live mock draft and a best ball draft. Boy, my toe is throbbing. I could feel it now. It's starting to really, really throb. If you see this picture on my Instagram stories, you're going to be like, holy crap, man. I pushed it through my foot. I just smashed it through one of Little Smitty's big, solid, heavy-duty slides laying on the ground. Living room, pitch dark. I go out to get a drink so I can come do this live stream. This happened like 15 minutes ago. And just shoved my foot. They just threw it as if it wasn't even there. I was going so fast. And just my toe just, oh my God, it's split too. It's messed up in 100,000 different ways. All right, let's do this draft. I'm going to drop the link to the mock draft in the live stream here. So let me go ahead and do that. Here is the mock draft link. Get some. Click it, fill it. Going from the 5-hole. I keep going there. Every mock I go down one pick. I went for the 1, the 2, the 3. I don't know if I did the 4 pick last draft or the 3, but we're going to jump into the draft slot 5 in this draft. File on in, punch that thumb up button on your way in the door. It's a little late tonight. We're going to have a little bit less people in here. I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. I wanted to do a live stream. And let's go to the best ball board here as this fills up. It'll fill up pretty quickly, but we'll come back to this one. Let's go to the where is it? The best ball board. There it is. We're gonna go out of this right here. We're gonna go into the lobby. I'm not doing 2. If it fills up too quickly, I'm sorry. I can't do too many multiple things at once here. Click on this, enter it, click it, go. 500K in prizes. This is a super flex. 3 more people, and this bad boy begins. So jump in quickly. The spots are gonna go quick. You just go to Underdog Fantasy app. The link I'll put in the live stream. You guys should have the app already downloaded. But if you don't, here's how you get into these drafts. And if you miss out on tonight, just get set up tonight so that you're good to go next time and you don't have to rush this. But go ahead, and that link is pinned in the live chat. That's what you do. They give you up to $100 bonus match, dollar for dollar. If you deposit 10, they'll give you 10 bonus match. You deposit 100, they'll give you 100. Up to $100 dollar for dollar at Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Get some. This draft is not filling yet. What's going on with the mock draft, boys? What's going on with the mock draft? Do I have to drop that link again one more time? I mean, what's going on with this mock draft? Let's see here. Dan Grimm, the Reacher. Appreciate you being here, pal. Let's go ahead and let me get this link one more time. Copy the link, drop it. This is the free mock draft. The free mock draft link is right there. That's the mock draft link. Jump into it. The draft is beginning in the best ball draft. So let's get on over to the best ball draft, shall we, and see what's cooking there. I'm in the 2 spot. I love that. 2 spot for me. NVDE in the 1 spot. Angel Hart from the 3. Matt from the 4. TD Strikers. Ron is in the 5 spot. Mike. We got Bach in the building. We got Leo. We got TZ. We got Ball. And we got Very Blessed. And then Ryan with the back-to-back 12-13 pick there. So let's go on over and check out what's happening on the board here. I imagine it's going Chase or JJ. Chase or JJ is usually the par for the course. 1 and 2 overall picks in 0.5 PPR. It goes John. Oh, this is Superflex. I'm sorry. Look at me. Look at me. The throbbing of my toes got my brain all jostled around. What do I do here? What do I do here? I'm going to go Patty Mahomes here. I got a lot of Burrow, so I'm going to go Patty Mahomes here. We'll leave it there. Oh, my toe is throbbing. It's throbbing like mad. Go watch the Instagram video of my toe. Don't wear socks, shoes for a while, and it'll get infected. I have to prime, or it's going to bleed all over my carpet. Okay, so it looks like we're full on the mock draft, and we'll go ahead and start this bad boy. Boom. Boom, we're going live. The OJ in the 1 spot, Labosa in the 2, Dakota Dave's in the 3 spot, Fallon is in the 4, Smitty, your boy, is in the 5, Landon in the 6, Ozzy, Davis, Russian Collusion, I believe that's Russian Collusion, it's got to be, Swan, Stage, and then Asher in the 12. 7 seconds left, my boy OJ. You better, don't be late, OJ. Don't be late. If it doesn't fit, you must have quit. Okay, JJ. We'll go back to the Superflex after I draft here. What's up, waivers? What's going on? Hey, Smitty, I pulled the 1.7 Herbert, 1.46 Christian Watson, 5.07 into the 1.1 Patrick Mahomes, 5.5, 6.12 in PP. So you traded Herbert you traded Herbert for Mahomes, but in order to do that, you gave up Christian Watson to 5.7. I mean, it just kind of depends what you do with it. You know, I do like the fact that you got the best. Hold on a second. Cooper Kupp. I'm gonna go Cooper Kupp. All right, let's go back to the best ball Superflex draft. We're not doing a Garrett Wilson or a jersey giveaway tonight. I can't focus on too many things at once right now. My foot is throbbing me. Just throbbing. It went Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes. This is for the Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty Superflex Big Board Draft. Okay, this is the Big Board Draft. I don't know how many this is. I'm gonna put number 5. I'll come back and rename it if that's wrong. I think this is the number 5. But the prizes are $100K to first place. You get up to $1,000. Where is it? $1,450 is the lowest $1,000 prize. Place 21st through 30. But if you get 51st through 100th place, you still get $400. Like, this is cool prizes. It's Superflex. That's 1 QB, 1 Superflex. So 2 quarterbacks potentially. 2 wide receivers instead of 3 like the big board. 2 running backs, 1 tight end, 12 bench spots. Okay. Coming up on my pick here, let's real quickly go back to the mock draft. It went Chase, Jefferson, McCaffrey, Kelsey, Cooper Kupp, Diggs, Mahomes. Too early for these quarterbacks there, fellas, in a 1 QB, but you know, I can't get mad at you for it, but you can wait until the second round to grab those guys. I think you both would get them, and now you might miss out on some talent that potentially could have, Breece Hall at 11's really early. What are we doing here? Is anybody thinking this is a dynasty mock draft? Like, what's going on? Is it ranked by dynasty again, and therefore people are assuming it's dynasty? I don't know about these picks. These are a lot. Breece Hall is great in like the mid second to late to early third, really. In today's news that he's. Oh, I'm on the clock here. 9 seconds. Let's go Cooper Kupp here. 9 seconds. So this is a super flex draft. I went Mahomes, Cooper Kupp. I feel pretty good about that. NVDE. I'll have to come back to the mock draft. let's just see where I am on the mock draft. Okay, we're still a little bit a ways away, so let's get back to the super flex. Okay, I'm on the clock. Kirk Cousins just went. I don't force. My strategy is if you get a pick 1 through 5, you can win the league by doing this. Grab your quarterback, grab your top 5 guy, revert back to normal drafting, and take advantage of the drafting against traffic. So Garrett Wilson's very, very good here. Kenneth Walker. I'm probably going to go Kenneth Walker or Barkley. I love both of them, to be honest with you. I'm going to go with Walker. I'm going to go with my gut. I just think Walker's going to have a phenomenal season. So starting off with Patrick Mahomes, Cooper Kupp, Kenneth Walker. I'm going to attack quarterback number 2 later. I feel like that's the best approach in these scenarios. Okay, I might be on the clock here soon. Very, very early drafting for some of these guys. Breece Hall's falling to the late second round, so that was extremely high at the 1.11. ETN's a little early too. I mean, Stage Terror, you did a little reaching today. Punch that thumb up, fellas. Mahomes and Hurts, I think Russian, you've reached a little bit, but I don't mind you trying out this Eagle stack. You know, it's okay. It's fine, bro. It's an interesting build. So the fact that you did the stack makes me at least like, okay, let's see what he does with it. But let's try it. I don't know if this is gonna work out. Yeah. I mean, I love my first 2 picks, but what's gonna be left? What order is gonna be left for me? What combination of players am I gonna end up rolling with at the end of the day? Let's go ahead and lower this down so you guys can have a little bit more real estate here to gander at. We'll do that right there. JJ and who you pairing together there, pal? Who you pairing? My toe's throbbing. Did anybody see the photo of my toe? Anybody see the photo of my toe? What's going on in the best ball Superflex 500K in prizes draft? Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill, and Barkley, very strong 3. However, this is Superflex, so I don't know. We'll see what happens with this guy's quarterback crew. Eckler, Bijan, Henry. For the life of me, in a 2 running back and a flex, super flex draft, I can't imagine why you would want to go 3 RBs in a row. Those are 3 very solid RBs, but what are you going to do? Jamar Chase, Kelsey, Russell Wilson, very interesting trio. And the fact that you get back-to-backs here is really nice. That Russell Wilson fall was pretty good considering. My toenails just hang. I don't know where it's even attached, to be honest with you. It's moving around like a loose tooth. You know, it's like the Easter bunny. The toe bunny's coming tomorrow. Like that's how this thing's falling out tonight. Looked like Shaquille O'Neal's, or not Shaquille, LeBron James's feet. It's mangled. It's mangled. Olave's a great pick. So Chase, Kelsey, Russell Wilson, Olave. Ryan, you did some good work from that 12 hole, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I like that team a lot. Oh, what's going on? Am I up in this? Okay, I'm almost up in this draft. So let's go ahead and come back to here. Probably be smart to go RB. Nick Chubb just went. I do like Amon-Ra a lot, but I think we got to go with Najee here. So Cooper Kupp, Joe Burrow, Najee, not a bad trio. Feel pretty good about that, to be honest with you. It's looking good. Kelsey, Adams, Chubb. I don't love Adams this year. McCaffrey, Walker, Olave. That's phenomenal. Dakota, Jefferson, Fields, Pollard. I love the trio. Waddle, Henry, Chase. That could be very, very interesting. Okay, I think we're on the clock over in the best ball draft. We've got Patrick Mahomes, Cooper Kupp, Walker. Right. So, oh man. So I keep going back to Debo. Debo's such an avoid for me, but Najee's there. Okay, Najee's there. We might go Najee in both of these drafts. I guess I'll go Najee. Am I timing out here? No. Okay, so I got Cooper Kupp, Burrow, and Harrison. We got a ways till I draft. Let's go back to the Superflex draft where I'm on the clock again. It went Devontae Smith and Calvin Ridley. So far I have 20 seconds left. I got Mahomes, Kenneth Walker, Najee, Cooper Kupp. That's killer, bro. That's killer. Who's available? Let's go with our boy. Let's not mess around anymore. This is my man. This is my main man, man. This is my main man, man. Look at this. Look at that tree. Tell me.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, buddy.
Tell me you don't like that. Tell me someone raise their hand or say no, put a thumbs down. Yeah, put a thumbs down or type the word no if you are disapproving of this squad so far. Speak up. Dial into the phone line. Do I have the phone line even open? I do. Dial into the phone line. Let's look at TD Striker's team. Ron Navy. Joe Burrow, Derek Carr, Breece Hall, Stephon Diggs. I like that too. That's pretty good. And he just picked right here. Who'd he get? Drake London. I knew Ron Navy was going to take Drake London from me, but that's really good, bro. That's a good squad as well. All right, let's go back to the mock draft. What are we looking at? Okay. Kyle Pitts, Tyreek Hill, Garrett Wilson is very, very solid. Let me see. Let's start from the Asher 12 pick. JT, Barkley, Herbert, Keenan Allen. Not a fan of Keenan Allen. Asher, other than that, you were on a good course, in my opinion. That's me. Who cares what I think, bro? If you like Keenan Allen, do you? I would have taken DK. I would have taken Devontae Smith. I would have gone any of those directions. Breece Hall, ETN, Higgins, Metcalf. Pretty good receivers considering you waited until the third and fourth round. Tyreek Hill, Garrett Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, Pitts. That's really good that's really good. Trevor Lawrence is a little early though, bro. He's not going in the third round at all. It's still a really good trio, but he's not going in the third round. That was a big reach there. Swan, you had it locked, bro, until you panicked. Hurts, AJ Brown, Debo, Monty. Very interesting squad. I'm on the clock here. I've got Cooper Kupp, Burrow, Najee Harris. I've got I'm pretty balanced, right? I'm pretty balanced. I could go any direction I want. Let's see here. Is London available? Is London gold? No, he's gone. Oh, London. Oh no, London is there. I'm kind of panicking. I'm gonna have to queue him. Yeah, I queued him, so I should get London. Take me off auto. Give me another chance than one chance, sleeper. Come on. I'm okay with that. I panicked a little bit. London's got a 5th round ADP, but I didn't know what to do. I was timing out, so I feel very comfortable with Kupp, Burrow, Harris, and London gold. Unbelievable. Feeling real nice about that. Feeling real nice about this mock draft. I wish this was a real league. I should probably queue some people because I'm getting to the point where it's hard to balance the two when I'm on the clock near back to back on both of these. So let's just queue up some players real quick and get some guys in the queue and move on from there. Okay, so I think I'm pretty good there. Let me switch back over to the Best Ball Draft, 500K in prizes, promo code Smitty if you want to participate next time. Yeah, T-Law was a reach, didn't have my queue dialed. It's okay, bro. Max, I've done really early, reaching because I'm like, and you just grab the guy you like, so I get it, bro. Look at these squads here. From the 12 hole, Jamar Chase, Kelsey, Russell Wilson, Chris Olave, Stafford, Dalvin Cook. Pretty solid squad, Ryan. Austin Eckler, Bijan, Derrick Henry, Jacob. What is this? Is this team very blessed on auto? What are they doing? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 straight RBs in a super flex. Like, what are we doing there? What are we doing? Christian McCaffrey, Tyre. If you have good running backs, like I feel like I got Najee and Kenneth Walker. He's hogging all the running backs. He's playing defense for me. Let's see who's there at quarterback. I really am kind of disappointed that guy took Trey Lance a couple picks ago, because I could have went Trey Lance and Brock Purdy back to back. Would have been pretty smooth. Oh boy. So at this point, I'm going best player available. I don't know if I'm on the clock in both drafts right now. Okay, I'm on deck on this. I'm on the clock here. Pacheco's cool. We'll go JSN, I guess, in this one. I'll come back. I got to go back to the mock draft. I think I'm on the clock in the mock draft, or I will be. So I'm on the clock in the other. I think that guy's on auto because those picks are happening awfully fast. From my queue. Let's go Mike Evans. And then this other. Unreal. I'm sorry you guys didn't see that. I didn't switch it over in time because I was gonna time out, but I got Jordan Love in this. I didn't even see that he was still available at quarterback here. I love this squad. What are we thinking about this, guys? Ryan says the running back guy screwed me. I had no one except Cook. Yeah, he's playing defense for me. I feel fine at running back. I've got Najee and Walker. I feel fine. So the fact that guy hogged up all the running backs, that's my assist over there. That's my wingman. Mahomes and Jordan Love in a super flex best ball draft, $500K in prizes. I didn't want to go Mike Evans. I just had to get back over to this draft. I shouldn't have even taken him there. But back to the one that matters. the best ball, super flex, real league, underdog fantasy, promo code Smitty. If you want to participate in the next one, there's a link pinned in the live chat. There's a link in every video description I have on every video. It says Underdog Fantasy, click this link for the promo code. The link attaches promo code Smitty. They'll match up to $100 in your first deposit. But your boy Smitty, just dropping fire with this live draft, real league, real best ball draft. $500K in prizes. Jordan Love.
Mashed potatoes!
Yeah, buddy.
I mean, tell me that isn't one of the better starts you can have. That deserves one of those. I mean, look at this team. Mahomes, Love, Kenneth Walker, Najee Harris, Cooper Kupp, Christian Watson, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. What are we doing here? We're playing 3D chess. Everybody else is trying to play one-dimensional checkers, baby. Now, let's look at Ron Navy's team, because I think his team was looking pretty good, too. I think Ron Navy's playing a little chess as well. Burrow, Derek Carr, Kenny Pickett, Breece Hall, London Pickens, Diggs. Yeah, that's pretty baller, too, bro. That's pretty baller. I like that. Okay, let's go back to this. Here's the draft. Chase, Waddle. Let's review the teams real quickly while we await my next pick in the Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty Superflex Real Best Ball Draft with $500K in prizes. Chase, Waddle, Henry, Hockenson, Lamar, very, very decent. Justin Jefferson Fields is way too early. Pollard, DJ Moore, Komet. This is a Chicago Bear fan right here. I like it. Stacking and redraft's not the same as stacking in best ball, though. Oh, God, there's another pick. I didn't realize there was another round. That just timed out. Yes. All right, we'll start over again and do another draft. JJ Fields. So that's a good team. A Bears fan, though. Bears fan. Dakota, Olave, Watson, Daniel Jones, Walker, McCaffrey. Top 3 or 4 team in this mock draft. Nice job, bro. Smitty approved all the way.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Kelsey, Adams, Chubb, Cooper, Swift, Deshaun Watson. It's good. Cup, Burrow, Harris, London Gold. I started off on straight fire, and then I was worried about my other draft, and then I timed out on this McLaurin pick. Not a great finish there. That's not even top 5 team there. I had the makings of a top 5 team, but I shiatted the bed, worried about this best ball. But I don't. That's the important thing, right? The best ball draft, which I'm actually on the clock in. We got to get over. We got to finish strong. We can't drop the ball on this one. So far, the team is Mahomes in a super flex. Mahomes, Love, Kenneth Walker, Najee, Cooper Kupp, Watson. My flex so far is Jackson Smith and Jigba. This guy's going to time out here. Let's see here. Darren Waller. We don't have a tight end yet. That's a really good tight end selection there. Mike Evans, I like it. This late I do. Let's see what RBs are left. RBs. Let's go. Darren Waller. This guy's on auto, I think, or he's not. He's one of the faster drafters around. This guy's got a quick draw like nobody I've seen in a long, long time. He's taking his sweet time on the second pick, but this guy's been quick drawn from the pocket as fast as I've seen him do. This guy's got a quick draw. I threw him off though, taking Waller, I think, because I don't think he's got a tight end yet. So that was tricky for him. Rashad White. This is where I pull my maneuver here. I go my Alvin Kamara move right here. So in this Superflex draft, your boy, your fearless leader Smitty has Mahomes and Jordan Love as his 2 Superflex quarterbacks. Let's go.
To the moon.
Your fearless leader Smitty, on top of that, has assembled a running back room that amounts to Kenneth Walker, Najee Harris, and Alvin Kamara in a super flex, I might add. Your boy Smitty's got Cooper Kupp, Christian Watson, and Jackson Smith and Jigba, and he's only required to start 2 running backs and 2 wide receivers and a flex. So my flex option is Smith and Jigba and Alvin Kamara competing for the flex spot, while Kenneth Walker, Najee, Cooper Kupp, and Christian Watson are commanding the starting lineup spots. And my tight end is Darren Waller, who's in a new situation, catching footballs in a Dable-built offense led by Danny Dimes, and Waller could be reborn to a certain degree. Does anybody feel that this is an absolute quick draw McGraw? Definitely. Does anybody feel like this is an absolute smash so far? I think Ron Navy's team's looking pretty decent as well, though, I have to admit. Let's look down this list here. We got very blessed running back drafting monster from the 11th spot, just scooping up all the running backs. I don't know if he's on autopilot or his kids got the phone and thinks they're playing some kind of like Tetris, and they're like, oh, green block. Like this kid, this very blessed person. I don't know if this is one of ours. If it is, I'm sorry. But if this is one of ours, they're playing Tetris. They're crushing it. If this was Tetris, draft slot 11 would win, because they would have knocked that entire 5 block straight out. Just amazing Tetris move. Christian McCaffrey, Tyreek Hill. This is from the 10 spot. Saquon, Nick Chubb, Bryce Young, Debo, Jimmy Garoppolo. Actually, not that. I don't like Jimmy, obviously, but Goddard down. This is a pretty decent way to approach it. I just don't like the Jimmy part. If that was like Jordan Love, how you'd fallen. That's pretty crazy to have gotten Debo that late, who's very risky, but that late, not really. 6th round. Goddard in round 8. I mean, that's a pretty cool squad. That's a pretty cool looking squad, broski. Okay, from the 9 spot, JJ, Deshaun, Aaron Rodgers, Tony Pollard, Amari Cooper, Aaron Jones, Kyle Pitts is a steal in round 7. Joe Mixon, Tony. Okay, I like that squad. That's pretty good. 8-hole, Trevor Lawrence, Tua, Garrett Wilson, Waddle. Very good wide receivers considering you went early quarterback. In a super flex, obviously, it's a solid move. Arguments there. I just don't know. Tua's got to stay healthy, but man, to still get... Who are your running backs, though? Damian Pearson, that's it. It's going to be tough. Herbert, Dak, CeeDee Lamb, Travis Etienne, Hockenson, Keenan Allen, Hawkinson. So Hawkinson went at 55 overall in best ball. And the real focal point was where's Hawkinson go in this draft right here. That's what we're going to talk about. We're supposed to talk about Hawkinson hardcore. 4.12. So 4.12 is where Hawkinson went. 4.12. Let's have a big discussion about that. The phone lines are open. Please dial in and discuss this situation. How do we feel about Hawkinson at 4.12? It seems a little early to me, but justifiable for sure. This team 6, Lamar, Daniel Jones. I can't justify Daniel Jones in round 2. Even in a super flex, I'd rather go Jordan Love like I did in this draft. My draft slot is number 2 overall. I took Jordan Love at the beginning of round 7. So this 6-hole Daniel Jones at 19, feel like missed opportunity of a running back, wide receiver, tight end when you could just get a Jordan Love in round 7, which he may not, obviously got, but a player like that, or even in round 6, So Devontae Adams, Ramondre Andrews, still a very good team. Hopkins, I like the team. Swift, very late. Good job. Desmond Ridder, you did good from the 6-hole, bro. Just me doing something slightly different doesn't mean you did bad. Joe Burrow, Diggs, Breece Hall, Derek Carr. TD Strikers did good. Drake London, Kenny Pickett, George Pickens, I like it. My team, I'm on the clock. I got 2 quarterbacks, 3 wide receivers, 3. Let's see. What are we doing here? RBs. Pretty good at RB. Quentin Johnson, let's cue him. That's Addison, I like that. Are there any quarterbacks left? Tight ends. Let's go Jordan Addison. I kind of just have a feeling about him right now. I'm starting to get really excited about Jordan Addison. Tannehill. Look at the quick draw McGraw. It's almost like he's on auto pick, this guy. He's out there just drawn from the hip in insane fashion. Let's go. I'm going to queue up Dawson Knox, Dalton Schultz, Okonkwo, Cole Kmet. Let's go back over to the QBs. Let's go Quentin Johnson. We got a really nice wide receiver room. We got Kupp, we got Christian Watson, we got Jackson Smith and Jigba, we got Jordan Addison, we got Quentin Johnston, we got Darren Waller at the tight end spot. Oh, I'm not even showing you the right screen. I'm so sorry. Good gracious, man. I'm acting like Denny here. Smitty disapprove on your proper usage of toggling these screens. So I took Quentin Johnston, I got Jordan Addison, I got Jackson Smith and Jigba, Christian Watson, Cooper Kupp, I've got Darren Waller, I've got Kenneth Walker, Najee Harris, Alvin Kamara, Patrick Mahomes, Jordan Love. Let's do one more mock draft while we're here. And let's just check the settings and make sure everybody knows this is not Superflex, it's PPR. It's custom name would be PPR Redraft 1 QB. Copy link, drop the link in the live chat. Boom, boom. This time we're taking the 6 pick. Let's let that fill. We'll go back over to the best ball draft. My toe is throbbing. If anybody doesn't know why my toe is throbbing, go to my Instagram, look at my stories, and take a look at my last story post. Click on my little circular avatar, and it goes to my story post, my short story post. I'll show you a toe you haven't seen the likes of in quite a while. This toenail is hanging on for dear life. I don't even know where it's connected, if it's connected at all. It could just be connected through the pressure of being there and kind of knowing this is my home. This is where my toenail, this is where I belong. But I'm not sure if it's fallen off at this point. I got the thing wrapped and it's throbbing like crazy. But we didn't cancel the live stream. That's not how we roll. That's not how we operate. Okay, so we're a whole round away from being on the clock. Let's go back to the draft. We're full. So we're going to go ahead and start this bad boy. Boom. By the way, you guys know I'm a big Prime drinker. I'm into these things about as much. We might have to go after Gatorade for a sponsorship. because these bad boys are probably, this is about as tasty, if not better, than Prime. I don't like every flavor, but the strawberry watermelon fast twitch Gatorade, this thing has 10 calories in it. 10 calories. It's called Fast Twitch by Gatorade. Fast Twitch. And it's expensive though. It's like $2.50 or to $2.89 or something like that. They're almost $3 a pop, and they're small. But 10 calories. This tastes probably as good, if not better, than Prime. If anybody's looking for a low-cal drink, not trying to gain any weight, but needs to quench their thirst without drinking like water all day, like me, this is pretty good. It looks like it has 200 grams of caffeine and electrolytes too, which is good for me because I do like a little caffeine. On the clock here in the mock draft. Let's go. Let's go Tyreek. Those Gatorades, yeah, these Fast Twitch. Fast Twitch, though. It's not like just a regular Gatorade. It's called Fast Twitch. It barely even says a Gatorade. It has a Gatorade logo right here, but it's branded Fast Twitch. And you usually, if anybody's looking for them, you don't really find them in unrefrigerated sections. They're almost always refrigerated. So you can't really go down the Gatorade aisle and find it. You got to go to the cash register, and they'll have them like with the cold sodas and waters. It'll be refrigerated. And in Circle K, they'll have one by like the door. It's a refrigerated thing. They're real good. All right, Zay Flowers is still there. That's an amazing potential pick for me. RB, I'm still very interested in grabbing an RB here. Let's go Zay. Let's go with all of the rookie wide receivers. This is a pretty cool... Ron, I don't know if you've done this yet. Ron's calling in right now. Speak of the devil. Ron, I was just speaking your name into existence. Before quick draw McGee makes his second pick here. This guy's super fast, but he's dragging his feet because I think I threw him off again. But have you ever seen a team? I gotta go tight end here. I was gonna go Cole Kmet. Now he's throwing me off my game. Hold on. Conquo's fine. I'll go with Conquo. Okay, have you ever seen a team, Ron? Not trying to toot my own horn here, but that has like Mahomes, Jordan Love, Kenneth Walker, Najee Harris, Alvin Kamara, Darren Waller, Cooper Kupp, Christian Watson. Have you ever seen a best ball team that had all of that, from Cooper Kupp to Watson to Waller to Walker to Najee to Kamara to Mahomes, and still have all of the top 4 rookie wide receivers? This is a pretty... I'm not trying to say like this is the best team ever. I'm just saying, have you ever seen it? I haven't been able to assemble a Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jordan Addison, Quentin Johnson, Zay Flowers as my all 4 of those guys fighting for my wide receiver 3 spot. It's kind of cool because one of them is going to do really well.
Definitely.
Oh, am I on the clock?
Definitely.
I'm on the clock in the mock. I like that. It's my fourth. My fourth. Hold on one second, Ron. I'm sorry. Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, Najee. I gotta keep taking Najee. Maybe I'll go ETN here. ETN or no? I'll go Jalen. I went Tyreek Hill, Jalen Hurts. Are you in the mock draft, or are you just doing the best ball, Ron?
I'm just doing the best ball.
Okay. Your team is pretty good too, Ron. I do admit.
It's not great, but
yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, that would usually when you see like the people that draft like running backs or wide receivers, like their first 7-8 picks, they're the ones in the super flex anyways. What they're attempting to do a lot of times, people think, is trying to get the draft scrubbed so it's refunded back because they didn't get the draft position they wanted.
All right,
that's one of the techniques. or use them.
Let's see here, bro. Am I back on the mock draft here? Where is this going? Is this headed towards me? Okay.
I saw one draft.
You what?
I saw one draft where a guy took. I saw one draft where a guy took 7 straight quarterbacks.
7 straight?
Yep, 7 straight quarterbacks. His first 7 picks were all quarterbacks.
Do you think that's someone running interference, like with 2 different drafts with 2 different tablets, and they're trying to make their team? You know what I mean? Seems like collusion.
It would be too hard to do that.
It
would be too hard to do that because you don't know how full these things are.
Yeah, but
you actually get into it.
Yeah, but Ron, we jump into drafts and we get 4 or 5 people in one draft all the time. So if like you have I wonder if someone's trying to run interference. That seems awfully weird because you can't win with that strategy. So that makes me feel like the guy is trying to control the draft, which is
that's one of the things that people are trying to do if they don't like their draft positions is get it to be get underdog to dismiss the draft and refund the money back for that draft because they don't like where they're at. So
that would suck though.
That
would suck though if somebody like ruined your draft. You know what I mean? Like you draft the best team. I would be very pissed off.
Yeah, it's childish.
Let's see here. I'm gonna go Sean Tucker here.
No, when you started talking the Gatorade stuff, I started thinking of Adam Sandler and the Waterboy. Gatorade, H2O, Gatorade.
How much water is in here though?
I don't know.
I mean, I'm getting some water intake in this thing. I don't drink water casually at all, so I have to literally go to the fridge. I fill up a whole glass of water, I chug it. I fill up a whole glass of water, I chug it. I probably only drink about 2 glasses, maybe 3 max a day, if I even do that. I have to force myself. I don't know. I enjoy. This is like my vice is having something that I enjoy. I used to be Coke. I used to drink a ton of Coke, especially the Mexican Cokes. They're so good. But now this thing tastes a little bit better. It's just so expensive. It's like $3 a bottle almost. Maybe it'll come down in price. I remember vitamin water was like $2 a bottle, $2.50, and then they started to go down to you can get them on sale for like $1.
Everything's going up now, though. That's just crazy.
Oh, I timed out in the mock draft. I got Dalvin Cook in the 3rd round.
Geez.
Oh well, it happens. I got Dalvin Cook, chat. I got Dalvin Cook. I went Tyreek Hill, Jalen Hurts, crush in the draft. I could have got Olave. I could have got Pollard. I would have got Olave or Pollard with the Tyreek Hill, Jalen Hurts, but I got auto drafted with Dalvin Cook. It's my fault. It's my fault. You know, I don't even deserve this. I'm taking him off my team. Oh, wait. Hold on. Set player. Peterman. Nathan Peterman. There we go. That's what I deserve.
Quarterback?
I put Peterman in place of Dalvin Cook. This is my fault. I got to live with my mistake.
That's hilarious.
You know, you mess up, you live with the decision. Body Armor Black Mamba is the best. Is that got low calories though, East Coast Tatty? Because I'm looking for like a 10 cal. Because I'm sipping these things, drinking them like they're sips of water, every one of them. So I need something that's like going to get me to like less than 100 calories on the day if I'm drinking like 5 to 7 of them, you know?
Yeah, I've been drinking. Oh man, I've drunk so much water since my surgery. It's not even funny. Normally, I only drink water or coffee, one of the two. So my coffee intake's been way down.
I'm back on the clock in the mock draft. Hold on one second, Ron. So far, I've got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Hurts, and Nathan Peterman. So,
Nathan Peter.
do I take Dalvin Cook here?
Yeah, why not? Why not? Just
I timed out again. It gave me Dalvin Cook.
wow.
Oh boy.
Wow.
You know,
You're destined to have Dalvin Cook.
I can't believe I timed out. Okay, back to the. I'm just gonna stay timed out on that one. I'm gonna focus on the best ball. Best ball. I've got Patrick Mahomes, Jordan Love, Gardner Minshew, Kenneth Walker, Najee Harris, Alvin Kamara, Sean Tucker, Cooper Kupp, Christian Watson, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jordan Addison, Quentin Johnson, Zay Flowers, all four of the top rookie wide receivers. I got Okonkwo and Darren Waller, and I'm on deck.
Yeah, you're on deck. I got my stacks. Not the greatest stacks, but I got stacks.
So Smitty.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, bro. Who's on the phone? Travis. I'm sorry, Travis.
No,
I
it's all
forgot
good.
you were there, bro.
Yeah.
I added Travis like last
What's
night.
going on, Ron?
Oh,
feeling,
just
Ron?
hanging in there. I'm hanging in there. You know,
Yeah.
making
Yeah.
pain. Of course, Smitty's got a different
Yeah.
type of pain now. He's got throbbing nail pain.
Travis, did you see my toenail?
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty gnarly.
Bro, it's hanging on by a thread, Travis. It's hanging on by a thread. I don't even know what's
I don't
holding.
think it's gonna. I don't think it's gonna. I think it's coming off. I don't think that's gonna make it.
It probably is coming off.
Yeah,
I think you're right, bro.
that's what happens. So amped up, and you're not paying attention to what you're doing.
Hey, what do you guys think about
drinking
these?
too many energy drinks.
What do you guys
Water
think
on the
about?
house.
Yeah, too fast. I was going too fast. I was hopped up on energy drinks, just running out into the living room. It's like, you know when you like stub your toe on something? I didn't stub my toe on it. I went through it. Like I pushed the slide all.
Yeah,
I didn't even.
That description was perfect. You went like you go straight through it. It feels like.
My toe. If anybody wants to see it, it's on Instagram. It's my most recent story post. I did one where it's barely. You could see it starting to develop and unfold, and then the last story post I have where I have the link to the YouTube live. It's like really bad. It's like it's crazy. Hold on one second, guys. Let me make this pick real quick. Am I gonna time out again? I timed out again. I'm not meant to do a mock draft tonight. Can I ask you guys a question? Granted, I'm not expecting to start these guys. Granted, there's nobody left. It's very hard to have good 3, 4, 5 quarterbacks in a super flex when you're trying to build as balanced as I build in this draft with Waller and Okonkwo, Cooper Kupp, Watson, all four of the top rookie wide receivers, Kenneth Walker, Najee Harris, Alvin Kamara, Sean Tucker, Pat Mahomes, Jordan Love. Like you can only be able to do so much. So do you guys like this combination of 3 quarterbacks for my number 3 quarterback spot? Gardner Minshew, Mike White, Tyler Huntley. It's kind of cool.
Yeah. Because like you said, it's almost like you're banking on one of them.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think it's pretty good considering.
I was wondering where he went to. That's where he went.
Yeah, he went to my squad.
Should have. Yeah, I guess I should have guessed that.
What else is going on there, Travis?
There's a decent chance that either one of Minshew or Huntley starts a handful of games this year at least.
Yeah.
Too. Because both of their quarterback situations are kind of up in the air. So.
Yeah, I like it. I feel pretty good about it. This is probably one of the better best ball drafts I've ever drafted.
I like the four rookie wide receivers. I was just seeing that.
Yeah. On Superflex, I feel like this is one of my best Superflexes I've drafted. Very well-rounded. Like one of those rookie wide receivers, and I got the top 4. One of them is going to be amazing, for a wide receiver 3 role. In this context, you're only required to start 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and then a flex. So technically speaking, all 4 of those rookie wide receivers, from JSN to Jordan Addison to Quentin Johnson to Zay Flowers, they're competing with Alvin Kamara and Sean Tucker for the flex. I'm feeling really good about it.
Yeah, and even with the young guys like that, even if, like, say one of them really goes off, another one's decent, the other 2, they're going to have a couple games where they pop off probably just because of the talent level.
Yep.
I had a question about, like, Hockenson and tight end strategy and stuff, if you got a minute.
Hawkinson, yeah. I mean, bro, I've got to stay on topic here. I haven't talked about Hawkinson much at all, so please.
Well, first of all, would you say he's the number 2, or do you still put, like, Andrews there as the number 2 tight end? I know they're kind of close, probably.
I think Hawkinson's probably. Am I on the clock again? Hold on, I'm sorry. I keep timing out in this draft. I'm the worst. Swift for timing out on Dalvin Cook in the 3rd round, and I plugged in Peterman as a form of discipline upon myself. Dalvin Cook, Swift, and Kamara is not too bad for my 3 RBs. I got Tyreek Hill and Jalen Hurts. Kind of funny. Missing a 3rd round pick is still a decent squad. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Hurts, Dalvin Cook, Swift, and Kamara. I timed out on Swift and Peterman. I'm sorry, go ahead. So as far as the rookie tight ends, let's use this board right here as a talking point. So you can see Kelsey is the number 1 tight end off the board, clearly. I mean, everyone knows that. But yeah, you're right. When you get down to tight end 2, Hawkinson went at 4.9. Andrews went at 4.4. Hold on, I'm on the clock in the best ball. 1 second, and we'll get back to this topic. It's a great topic, so I'm glad you brought it up. I think I'm probably going to go Hodgins. And then Gesicki just went. I'm tempted to go Zappy here, guys, and have one more quarterback option, because Zappy's going to start some games too.
It's not a bad strategy considering the guys you have, hoping that out of those 4, they all start a handful of games.
Do you like Zappy over a 3rd tight end? I'm going to have to draft a 3rd tight end, but I got such a good QB room. I think it's still worth it, though, in Superflex.
I guess depending on the tight ends that are left, I can't really see it.
I went ahead and went Zappy just to have the quarterback. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 quarterbacks. I don't mind that, though. I feel it's okay. I feel like yeah, I don't mind it.
Is Darnell Washington's still there?
Yeah, that's going to hopefully be a guy I maybe get next, or there's other tight ends that I could potentially take.
That was actually part of my question was I always go back and forth on tight ends. Like, obviously I know Kelsey gives you an advantage, and if you have a stud at tight end, it can give you an advantage, but they're so hit and miss from year to year that, like, this year I almost look at it and think, am I better off waiting? I know it depends on the size of your bench in each league and stuff, but waiting till later in the draft, taking like Dulcich or Conquo and Jelani Woods and waiting to see if one of those come off, and then just throw my team with value at other positions.
Mm-hmm. So,
like, I'm kind of torn on that.
Yeah, let's go over the tight ends.
Whether or not to go for the stud or not.
Let's go for the tight ends. Actually, let's look at the best ball board. It's a little more accurate, I think. Even though, redraft's a little different, I just feel like there's a lot of reaches in that draft. So let's look at the big board here. And if we're looking for, obviously, the blue names, right? So Travis Kelce went number 13 overall. The next tight end drafted, and this is a super flex, but At least he gives us a pecking order, right? So Mark Andrews went 54. Hawkinson went 55. The next tight end selected was George Kittle, then Kyle Pitts. But look at the difference. They're granted, Superflex, we're going to have probably about a round and a half like difference from their real ADP. Like, you know, I think
Right.
Mark Andrews and Hawkinson going in round 5 means they're going to go in like early round 4. You know, and if we go over to this draft here and we look at where they went, Andrews went in 4, so 4.4. Hawkinson went 4.9, so exactly similar. I just think if it's me, Darren Waller at even later than 6th round, sometimes 7th round, but like 6th round territory. Evan Ingram in 5 to 6th round territory. Kyle Pitts does not go this high. This is a very pro Kyle Pitts environment because I'm very pro Kyle Pitts, so it tends to, you know, shove people up. Not to say I know everything, just that it's influential when I'm always talking about him being a moon man, and he goes high. He's going around 5 or 6. So, like, for me, do I want Hawkinson in round 3 turning into 4, or do I want Kyle Pitts in round 6? I want Kyle Pitts. Do I want Waller in 6 to round 7? I want Waller in 6 to round 7 because I'd rather just have that Christian Watson. I'd rather have that Drake London. Is it wrong to not take Hawkinson in the 4th round? No. Is it right to take him in the 4th round? Everything. It's just preference, you know. Like Hawkinson could easily be tight end 2. But so could Kyle Pitts. Like what's the argument against what's the argument against Kyle Pitts? No quarterback, but is that really a good argument? Is that sound? Like when did he play with Ritter? Like London did great with Ritter, aside from some touchdown.
Right.
You know.
He didn't. Did he even play with Ritter?
That's what I'm saying. Like everyone says he doesn't have a quarterback. Yeah. Well, Ritter's still proving himself, and London had a huge uptick with Ritter.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't understand the hate on Kyle Pitts. I love Kyle Pitts. I'd rather have Kyle Pitts and Waller. But hey, man, I've drafted Hawkinson before, and I absolutely love the teams that I've drafted him on. It's not like I can't draft a good team with Hawkinson.
Yeah. I guess it kind of depends, you know, what players are left when you're drafting. But
I think Hawkinson could easily be the number 2 tight end.
Yeah, easily could.
Yeah,
it's just a question of could some of these other guys as well.
I even wonder once we get past those first. Like last year was basically Kelsey and no one else until Hawkinson went to the Lions. But once you get past those very top guys, what's the real difference between like the tight end 6 and the tight end 12? You know, like I bet it's not that big of a difference in points scored.
So here's what my recommendation would be. So let me just wait and see if once this draft completes, we can see what it projects me at. Just because it's fun to see me always rank the lowest. 2,200. That's great. I'm never high. It's funny. It's hilarious.
Neither am I.
I love it. But look at there's always a correlation to why I'm low. Rookies. I'm always stacking rookies.
Rookies and it's sleeper guys and all that.
Yeah. Look at but this team's fire, man. Darren Waller, Okonkwo, Darnell Washington. Darnell Washington, that's a fantastic 3rd tight end. I really recommend highly drafting a 3rd tight end in best ball. I think it's a huge advantage.
Yeah, I always do.
2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a flex. So I'm kind of heavier wide receiver than running back, a little more than I would like. But I feel good enough about my RB room.
191, that's good.
You what?
Hodgins at 191, that's good. I've seen him like go higher in some drafts.
Yeah. Cooper Kupp, Watson is my starting wide receivers. My flex spot, well, Kenneth Walker and Najee is my running backs. My flex spots between Kamara and the 4 rookie wide receivers. So that's really, really good. I love Jordan Love and Mahomes. Running backs, I got some upside there. I think between Huntley, Zappy, Mike White, Gardner Minshew, I'm getting a handful of starts between those guys that just happen to outscore Jordan Love on a week, or if there's an injury, or on the bye weeks. feel pretty comfortable with this team. I think it's a pretty good squad. But back to your question. Let's go to the draft board here and just look at the tight end. Actually, you know what? Let's go to the tight end rankings. Might be a better way to conversate about this. We'll just go with the super flex because that's all we have right now. But it's prioritized by tight end. So this should be almost identical to any other draft, okay? Because we're not looking at all the positions together. We've isolated to tight end. So this is it. This is what you're looking at. Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, TJ Hockenson, and this goes in line with what we're seeing. Andrews is going like 1 or 2 spots ahead of Hockenson almost every time. So at the end of the day, yes, I do agree. Hawkinson's the better chance at the number 2 tight end over Andrews, for sure. Especially when you don't know where Lamar is going to be. This is the pick. Andrews is the pick of the 2. I'm sorry, Hawkinson's the pick of the 2. Kittle, I don't trust. Is he worth that? Maybe,
Right,
maybe
me
not.
neither.
Kyle Pitts, I love, especially if you're getting him at 79.5 ADP. That's crazy. That's really good. Goddard, why is Goddard falling so far? Injury, probably. Waller, injury. So Ingram, my question is, would you rather have Hockenson at 3.10 or 3.11 or Goddard at 86 overall? Or Waller at 90 overall? Ingram at 100. Ingram in the 100s over Hockenson all day long. All day long because...
Right, well...
What?
Oh, no, I was
Depends if I
just
got
going to say,
Cousins.
Yeah, and obviously, like, if you're taking Hawkinson, you're possibly passing up, like, a Breece Hall if he falls to the third round, top of the third round or something. That'd be tough for me to do.
Mm-hmm. But like, for me, apples to apples, if we go to the marker board here and we compare apples to... By the way, guys, I have a new series dropping. I was in the middle of launching this, and then I decided because of the toe injury, I wasn't focused enough to run this series out there. So this is going to be a new series. I think it's going to be pretty popular. We'll go through each position, but it's called Fantasy King of the Mountain. I may rename it depending on, you know, the names that we come up with when we're live talking about it. But I might do a live premiere on this so I can do a post-production. But essentially this video is going to be, I think it's going to be one of the most requested video series that I do. But who is the latest running back? And we'll go through each position. And then maybe we'll do an overall. Who is the latest running back capable of being the running back 1 overall in 2023? So we're going to start off with CMC and start replacing him. And go as deep as we can get and kind of stop where it's responsible. But I want to go super deep. I want to find the last player that is really, in my mind, capable of being king of the mountain. So that'll be a fun little series.
So
you know, Bijan. You what?
So you, like, just look at the list of running backs and you go straight down the line until you get to, like, you know, whoever you say, oh no, I don't think you can get to number 1. Like that. Yeah, I like that. So that'll be dropping. Hopefully tomorrow I'll have that done. But where were we at? Oh, marker board. So if we look at apples to apples comparison here, and we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me get my better marker. Why don't I throw this bad marker away? What am I doing? So round where are we saying Hawkinson's going? I kind of don't know that he's going to live in 4. I kind of feel like he's living on the verge of 3-4 in a real draft. I mean, Ron, are you seeing Hawkinson cemented in 4, or is he in 3-4? Ron? I think Ron's asleep.
No, I'm not asleep. I'm muted for... Ow.
Ron, are we seeing Hawkinson cemented in 4, or is he in 3-4?
I think he goes in more in 4 than he does in 3. Too many other players go before him.
Okay, so we say Hawkinson in 4, and we're suggesting that where did we say? Let's go back to the ADP board. Let's see. Ingram is going at 1 8.03, which is what's that in terms of, let's see, divided by 12. What is that? That's like 9 point something.
3 divided by 12 is
8.58.
8.6.
Yeah, but that's not really with the 12. That's what is that, like, not 8. Yes.
Oh, right. I got to.
Yeah, somewhere around. What is that, Ron? Give us the math, Ron. Come on. I'm a psych major and a journalism guy. What are we doing here? Let's see.
Would it be like 8.7? 8.8? I don't know.
Look at us trying to.
Look
at us trying to. What was the first value? What was the first value that I was giving you?
8.
Yeah. Let's call Ingram.
103 divided by 12 is 8.58. So it's 8, and then
so
60% of 12.
We'll say
so like 8.7.
We'll call it top of 9 just to be safe. So we'll say Ingram's going right here.
Sorry, I couldn't help out much. I had to get up and hobble in.
That's right.
Peak, so
we'll call it top of 9 just to be safe. Okay.
Yeah.
So if we're going Ingram in 9, and we're going Hawkinson in round 4, you just got to ask yourself, like, the odds of this guy Hawkinson. I got to go back to my table view. Hold on. If the odds of this guy Ingram being top 4 to 6 are not bad at all. And you got to say Hawkinson's probably more around 2 to 4. So would you say that there's a possibility, Travis, that these two guys overlap? Even though we're drafting Hawkinson in round 4, even though we think Hawkinson could be number 2 overall, is there a decent shot, not a guarantee, but a decent shot that Ingram and Hawkinson could overlap and be like neck and neck?
Yeah, there's probably a better chance that they both end up in like the 4 to 6 range. You know.
Okay.
Like,
so Ron, would you
agree?
The difference. Would you agree that Ingram could definitely flirt with Hawkinson's floor and Ingram's ceiling? They could match. Is that a fair assessment? 2 to 4 for Hawkinson. You what?
Here's the only thing I got to say about that. Hawkinson's gonna. I mean, they got rid of Thielen, so I mean, you got Hawkinson and you got JJ, and then you got Osborne. Where Ingram, they just added Ridley to the whole mix. So, is that going to affect Ingram's, target?
I think Zay Jones gets affected more.
It could, Ron, but think about the question though. The floor and ceiling of Ingram. So, like, if it wasn't going to affect him, Ingram would have a top 4 to 5 value, right? If let's say Ridley wasn't there. Okay. So with the account of Ridley, wouldn't you say his range is still in the realm of possibility of 4 to 6 tight end range?
Yeah.
Okay. So my point is, because these two are so like, there is a world where they could be neck and neck. It's like, give me Watson. If you take Watson here, Christian Watson, or London or Gibbs or whoever you really like in round 4, who are you getting in round 9 that's a wide receiver? So this apples to apples comparison that I always kick out to people to keep in mind. Let's look at all the wide receivers on Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty that are 100 and beyond. Okay, so you tell me if there's a scenario, and I want you to give me your honest opinion. I'm going to pull it up here. What wide receiver do you see? This is everybody from 100 on, so 100.4. Is there a single wide receiver from 100 on, and give me your honest opinion, let's start with Travis, that you think paired with Hawkinson outscores Ingram and Christian Watson? What wide receiver on here do you think has the possibility of doing that?
I'm waiting for the video.
And chat, throw it out if you want to give your opinion.
Let's see. So where does it start with? There's Tony.
Yeah.
I'd take Ingram and Watson over Hockenson and Tony.
Would you take Hawkinson and any one of these guys over Watson and Ingram?
Probably not. I mean, I like Dotson and Zay Flowers, but I couldn't tell you that. I believe they're gonna be better than that combo.
But do you see my point? This is when everybody says you got to go Hawkinson.
Yeah.
You have a positional advantage. Do you? I mean, logically,
No,
you may. If you land Dotson and Dotson becomes a top 12, 15 wide receiver, then yeah, but you got to land that. Now, the one caveat, let me scroll down one player because this is going to make Ron Navy, you're going to tickle Ron Navy's fancy right here. George Pickens, 97.2. This is super flex though. So
Ian, you got to remember, and I'm not like making fun of him. I'm being serious. Ron is a little skewed because Hawkinson has Kirk Cousins. And I think he already said so.
Yeah, but here we'll ask him the
truth.
truth. And again, this is all super flex, so know that we're going like a round
I'm going
and a half.
on performance. I'm not skewed. I'm going on performance. I mean, how can I be skewed when Cousins finished top 8 quarterback last year? How is that being skewed at all? And Hawkinson had awesome games at the end of the year.
I get what you're saying.
So how's
when you
that
say you have a slight bias with Hawkinson and Pickens,
I think you have
two other random players.
He doesn't mean it in he doesn't mean it in the most negative way, but
no, I don't have a bias.
No.
I mean, Hawkinson, like Hawkinson when he was with Detroit, he had potential. They just didn't use him enough.
I mean, I think we all have biases for certain players.
Dial into the show. If anybody wants to be added to the panel, dial in.
We do, but what I'm saying is I like Hawkinson when he was with Detroit.
I got you. That's fine. That's fine. Real quickly. Aside from that, we already know how you view those guys. Ron, would you rather have Hawkinson and Pickens or Watson and Ingram? I imagine you'd rather have Hawkinson and Pickens because you love Pickens. So like this is a scenario where I could paint the picture better for the Hawkinson side, right?
I could see that being better too, like you said. Pickens is a guy who could really take off in this situation.
Or Mike Evans. Look at Mike Evans, Hollywood Brown. So it just depends on if you can get the cutoff in time before it drops off. I mean, look at the drop off is huge. Like Jackson Smith and Jigba, McLaurin, Godwin, Ayuk, Hollywood Brown starts to drop off real quickly. It goes Evans, Pickens, and then you might love Tony, but. You know, to me, it's not even. To me, there's an apple. My whole point is there's an apples to apples comparison that needs to be done before people recklessly out in the industry, and it's very widespread in the fantasy industry. There's a lot of garbage talk about how you have to take the positional advantage of Hawkinson when you aren't even talking through the comparable of Hawkinson and player where Ingram's being taken. And Ingram and player where Hawkinson is being taken. Ingram and Watson are easily as capable as Hawkinson and best case scenario Pickens. And this is like we're kind of talking, we're mixing super flex and redraft, so it's kind of like tough to say. And Ingram's ADP might be higher than round 9. It might even be round 8. In a regular.
Yeah, probably.
You could throw Olave in there because Watson going to the 4th round, or where's Olave going? 3rd round?
Olave's in 3-4. You can find him in grandma leagues in the 4th, so it also depends. So I think a more realistic scenario. Where's Pickens going though? In best ball, he's going in that late, but he's more going around 7. So honestly, think you're looking at an Ingram and a Tony in a best case scenario in this round 8 or 7, and Hawkinson and Olave or Hawkinson and Watson. But you guys get my point. Like I'd rather give me to answer the question, Travis, and it's a very good question, and the whole show is supposed to be about Hawkinson. So I very, very much appreciate you bringing up the topic at hand. It's very, 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 very much, in my opinion, arguable on both sides of this coin to go Hawkinson early or to go Ingram late. Hold on one second. We got a caller, 951. Who am I talking to? You're live. Hello? All right. 951, last chance. You missed your time to shine. You missed your time to shine. Okay. They were on the hold, but they don't think they.
Real quick, I don't know if this stays true to every draft, but like the slow draft that we were doing earlier that's still going. George Pickens at the time of it, the ADP was 66.7. That's even higher. Yeah,
that's why I said like we were kind of using a combination of best ball and regular drafting ADP, so we need to be flexible to the Ingram and Tony are probably the best shots in around 7-8.
So that probably means like Pickens probably won't even be available around that 100 mark.
Yeah, no, probably not. Yeah, because we were using a combination of ADPs, but we're still like in the realm of a possibility. Like grandma leagues is still possible. Right. George from the Bay, and actually let's go to the 951 caller. Your time to shine one more time, bro. Who are we talking to? You're live.
What's up?
Who's this?
Josh.
What's up, Josh? What can we do for you? Okay, we're gonna hang up on that guy because he clearly.
He sounded like he was old.
He sounded like he's what?
A kid. He sounded like a kid.
Yeah, but he's been calling and hanging up and calling and hanging up and.
Well, maybe a kid. He's a little taken back or whatever.
I don't know.
Scared or something.
George from the Bay.
Yeah, I'm big on the Hawkinson in the 4th round. I'm a big Hawkinson fan. So not fan based on like watching the games, but fantasy wise, I think he's a good value in the 4th round. Early 4 too.
Yeah, but so answer my question though. Hawkinson and Tony or Ingram and Olave, or let's use Watson though, because I don't know that Olave is hard to imagine falling in the 4th on the regular. So we'll use Watson just as a reach in round 4 and Tony as a potential reach in round 7-8. So if we're talking Ingram in 7-8, doesn't really matter which round we're talking. We're kind of mixing Superflex and 1 QB, but which one do you think is better? Ingram and Watson or Tony and Hockenson? And it's okay if you like the Hockenson side more, but just the argument's there.
I mean, based on all of my builds, I'm in the same boat as Ron Navy. I mean, I'll take Hockenson and then whoever I can get later on, and whether that's Pickens or whoever, Tony, Sky Moore, anybody back there, I'm gonna go ahead and build it that way because I think Hawkinson's gonna finish either 1 or 2 in the tight end ranking.
He could. So let's look at the mock draft. It might be a little bit easier. So Ingram went around 5 in the mock draft. So we got to pick a wide receiver out here. If London's available, London and Hockenson versus Ingram. And where did Hockenson go? At 4.9. So let's call it. Yeah, let's even go DK Metcalf, even though we got taken a little ahead. Let's say DK and Ingram or Hawkinson and London. Very arguable. Like I probably
are we talking about redraft or are we talking about best ball here?
This we're either one, but we're talking about redraft non-best ball right here. So redraft.
What round do you have London?
London's going around 5-6, right? So I think he falls later in normal communities, though. So London should be there. So London and Ingram are very comparable round-wise. I think both these guys could go at the top of 6. They both could go at late 5. So London and Hockenson, you give me that combination over Ingram and Watson. If it's Olave and Olave and Ingram versus Hockenson and London, it's a little bit more arguable and pretty even, but it just depends on who falls. Like, I can argue either one of them is my point. Like, Hockenson and London's pretty solid, though. Like, if you get London where I'm getting Ingram, then boom. Ingram can either go right here at 5.10. The problem with the mock drafts that we do is because we're only going 6 rounds, people force a tight end early, and they force a quarterback early because they, for some reason, want me to evaluate this from a perspective of like your lineup's full. You've got everything, for me to judge it. You just and when you're getting cut off and the round ends in round 6, and we do round 6, we do 6 rounds of mock because I don't like to go into the 10th and 11th and 12th round. I just like to do more of them. Sometimes that pisses people off, but it's just the way I like to roll with it. I like to go through a bunch of them. And that forces people to draft positions and fill out the team. I don't feel like Ingram's got a 5.10 ADP. I think it's more 6 round. So, but still, London could be 6 round too.
In the reality of things, I don't like taking early tight ends to begin with too much.
Me either.
Certain situations, yes, but I'd rather take an Olave, a London, a Watson. I'll take them, all 3 of them, over a tight end any day.
What would you guys? Let me see which. So which one do you guys like better? Let's go back to this right here. So the topic again is Hawkinson. Ron, tell me you want A or B, okay? A is the problem with London, using London in this example with Hawkinson. So Hawkinson in round 4 is that London can go in 4 or 5. Like he could fall to 6, and then that's when I take the Hawkinson London side. But I don't know that he's going to fall there as often as people think. So we got to find a what?
I was just going to say, I think the big thing to make sure people know is that if you are going to go that early tight end, you need to be possibly aggressive on getting that wide receiver, or just know you might lose that tier of wide receiver before it gets to where you want to take them. You have to kind of know your league too, and what they're going to, how they pick.
So if we go, let's say we go 6th round.
If I miss out, if I take Hockenson, I'm probably missing out on Watson and London, and then I'm waiting and I'm targeting Pickens later on because he's the next best receiver that to me, anyway, on most drafts, he's the one I'll target over Ayuk and those other ones that are around that area.
Okay, Lave's not likely in round 4, but let's just go through the slate of examples, and let me go straight over to Travis. Travis, you want side A or side B? Hawkinson in round 4, and let's say at 5-6 you get. Let's just call it London for now. Do you like Hawkinson in London or Waller and Olave? A or B?
If I can get London, I'd take A.
Yeah, I would agree. So chat, vote if you like A or B. I like A. This is a scenario where I like A. I like Olave and Waller, though. That's really, really good. But my point is, this is very arguable. The problem is going to become, as Ron said, if you're in a league full of our people, London's not falling to you at 6-round territory. And so if Waller is, in fact, a 6-rounder, you're looking at a potential maybe Mike Evans. Somebody kick out another wide receiver that's round 6 territory.
Michael Pittman.
Okay. Pittman or Ayuk. Pittman. Yeah. Does anybody like side A now? Pittman and Hawkinson or Waller or Olave?
I'd pick the Waller or Olave because I don't like Pittman.
Chat, what do you think? Waller, Olave, or Hawkinson, Pittman? What do you think, George?
I mean, I'm still high on Pittman. I mean, just because, there's the quarterback questions in Indianapolis doesn't mean he's not going to be able to put up another monster season. So, I mean, I'm going Hockenson and Pittman.
Okay. What about if this turns from Olave, because Olave in round 4 is going to be hard pressed. Let's say it's Watson. Does the chat or anybody want to speak up to still liking B over A, if you did like B over A, or does this flip it back in the direction of liking Pittman and Hawkinson?
I guess my problem is I have trouble with Waller. I mean,
okay.
I love his talent, but like the injury thing just scares me off of him.
Okay,
but
then
I play like that though. So
okay, let's go
plus he's old.
Let's go to Goddard and round. He's kind of, where's Goddard going? He's kind of around 5-6, right? So let's put Goddard here.
Yeah. Middle of 5, yeah.
So we'll
He's
call
even
this
further
5,
down
6.
than that, isn't he? 7, 8.
We'll call it 6. I think he's around 6 in a redraft.
Yeah.
So Goddard in round 6. Round 4 wide receiver. Actually, let's go RB. Let's do this from a different angle. Who's a round 4 RB? Is Najee cementing into 3 now, or can we say Najee's dropping sometimes?
I mean, the most consistent round
five.
4 running back is going to be Sanders, Miles Sanders.
See, I don't like that. That's where I flip to the other side. I don't want Sanders. I like Sanders a little bit, but not at his ADP. Ron, you said what? Najee's falling where, Ron?
Najee's been going around 4 or 5.
Okay, let's go Najee here. He's been going at 3, 4, 5. It's kind of crazy. It's all over the map. So we'll keep Hockenson because Hawkinson's the constant. Hawkinson's the constant here. Who's going around 5, 6 at RB? Damian Pierce, Monty, Swift, Pacheco.
Mixon, Kamara.
Ramondre's before, right? Ramondre's
Yeah, he's 3,
Yeah.
4. He's really going in 3, 4.
What about Aaron Jones? Is he earlier?
Yeah, he's tough. He's going kind of all over the place.
Dalvin Cook, I think he's probably 5, maybe 5.
So let's go through the gauntlet of options here. Travis, Hawkinson, Dalvin Cook, that is A, or Goddard, Najee, B.
Hawkinson, there, I'd probably go Goddard, Najee.
Ron?
I wouldn't stack 2 players from the same team, same
Well,
offense either.
yeah, but-
Hockenson and Cook.
Well, I mean, we're just throwing up names. Let's go Damian Pierce.
I'd still go Najee Goddard.
But like my point is there's no right or wrong here though. You know, that's kind of why I'm outlining it all. It's
agree.
apples to apples. This is the same thing that we talk about with quarterback when we say early quarterback. This is why I'm such a Robin Hood of early quarterbacks. I just defend it like it's my child to go, you know, Burrow. And even if you were to reach in round 3 because now he's falling to 4 and I don't know, someone give me a round, let's see, round 5 quarterback would be, where's Lamar going? Right around.
Lamar, like, pick 50-ish. I don't know. I'm just looking at one draft, so.
I've seen Lamar going like early 4, late 3rd.
Let's go Trevor Lawrence, round 5. Let's do this example here instead. So if we go Mahomes in 2, or we'll go Hurts. We'll go Hurts in 2. T-Law is going around round 4, right? In a 1 QB.
In this draft I'm looking at here, his ADP was 59.3.
Yeah, so he's kind of in around the 4 or 5 territory. So if we go T-Law around 4 or 5, that affords us to go RB. Let's go I like Chubb. You could say Chubb and T-Law versus Hurts, and then we talk about round 4 RB. That could be Aaron Jones. It could be Gibbs. So it's your preference, you know. Like these are very, very comparable. Oh, I'm not even showing the board. I'm sorry. These are very comparable. So Hurts and Gibbs, T-Law and Chubb.
That's close.
Yeah. So it's just that's why it's just apples to apples. Everybody's got to compare that and understand there's no right or wrong. These people that say you got to go late quarterback, you got to go early tight end, you got the positional advantage of Kelsey is so extreme. You're an idiot for not taking Kelsey in round 1. There's an argument to make on both sides. There always will be. There always is. That's my whole defense for everybody's strategy. Do what works for you. You might not be good at drafting Kelsey in round 1. It takes a specific skill set to draft Kelsey in round 1 because you're chasing running back and wide receiver and quarterback the entire draft. You're like behind on all that.
Yeah, that's why my personal preference, like you said, everyone's different. Mine is to wait on the tight end so I can get an early quarterback or fill the wide receiver running backs first.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of the same way. I get a lot of Fryer moves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like where I can get them
to me, there's just a lot of guys. Obviously, if you hit on one of those top 3 tight ends, then you separate points wise. But like I was just looking at some of like when you're talking about Ingram, like in my specific league, he scored 144 points last year, whereas Andrews and Kittle were like 160, 170 points. So you're only talking 20 or 30 points. To me, that's not worth that big of a round jump. But then again, if you hit a like Kelsey, he's scoring like 270 points. He's scoring 100 plus more points.
Yeah. The other thing to consider too, and there's just arguments for all that. It's like the X factor. That's called the X factor. How many points does Kelsey outscore the last starting tight end in your draft? And the same thing with Randy Moss. Back in Randy Moss's 20 plus TD season, if you retroactively work the X factor calculation, how much did Randy Moss outscore the last starting fantasy football wide receiver according to your lineup requirements? Meaning, if you start 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, and a flex, then you could essentially say that half the teams will start 3 wide receivers, half the teams will start 3 running backs. So essentially, it's not 24 wide receivers, it's really about 30 wide receivers. So if you say how much did Randy Moss outscore the 30th wide receiver in fantasy, which would be the last starting wide receiver in your league, the X factor was astronomically higher than any other player in fantasy football, meaning that the number 1 running back didn't outscore the 24th or 30th, if you use the same flex, calculation. The number 1 running back didn't outscore the number 30 top scoring running back more than Randy Moss outscored the number 30 wide receiver. So that's all a factor, and it's a strategy at play with Kelsey. But you could also say that you're so far behind at the other positions that advantage that you got gets washed out by the fact that you're getting crushed at all the other positions. So it just depends on how good you are. Real quickly, Golf says, Golf for Life says, how about option C, being 3 late tight end sets and fade tight end altogether? Very solid approach, because if we look at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 down. Who's number 10? Pat Fryermuth is tight end number 10. Who's number 11? Dalton Schultz. Who's number 13? Dawson Knox. Who's number 14? Cole Kmet. Who's number 15? Okonkwo. That's a very solid, group of tight ends.
You're not even getting the Taysom Jennings yet. You're not even touching those. They're down further than that. Taysom Hill and Jennings are down further than that. And I think they're going to have a good year coming up too.
All good.
That's what I was saying when I first called in. I was saying it's just my personal preference. I'd rather take just wait, like he just said, and take a Fryermuth and a Okonkwo, and they take a shot at Darnell Washington or Jelani Woods or something, because they're going to be there later in the draft.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
Also know that in the top 5, top 6 tight ends, every year there's always somebody that's like totally obscure that climbs into the top 5 or 6 tight ends. That's why your boy that you're looking at right here for the past 2020, 2019, 2018, 3 years in a row, number 1 tight end ranker in the entire industry. So I really, really preface this. It's hard to rank tight ends when they're young rookies coming in, because you don't know how they're going to unfold. That's why I always kind of avoid rookies. I like Darnell Washington because he's a 6'7" monster that can catch tight end or touchdowns as a rookie. And I think that's important if you're drafting a rookie tight end, that they can. I think Kincaid could be a special difference maker like Pitts could be. or Pitts was as a rookie. Pitts had the best rookie tight end season ever. 1,000 yards was phenomenal.
I like Kincaid a lot.
People forget. They like, Pitts is busted. Why do you like Pitts so much? He's busted. How is he busted? He's played 2 years. His first year was the best tight end season ever in NFL history. So people need to back off Kyle Pitts. And he got hurt. But Kincaid's probably got the most upside to be the next big tight end, top 5 to 6 caliber guy. Darnell Washington is a much bigger sleeper because people are drafting him a lot less, and he's got that 6'7" presence. Where he goes will obviously vault or decrease his ADP stock. But one of the things that I do when I do tight end rankings, which has been successful for me and allowed me to score high in these ranking contests and such, is exactly what Golf is saying. Like, it's taking stabs on, but the right stabs. It's not throwing darts at a dartboard with a blindfold on. It's not throwing mud at a wall and seeing if it'll stick. You've got a lot of options, and you got to land those options. But for me, if I'm looking at this tight end ranking here, and I'm using Golf's approach, okay, who could be the outlier? I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to highlight the guys right now. I'm going to put them on a ranking list right here. So outside of the top 10, and Freiermuth is, what is he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Freiermuth's top 10. So I'm not going to use Freiermuth because he's inside the top 10. Outside of the top 10, Dalton Schultz, Dawson Knox, Cole Kmet, Okonkwo, Taysom Hill. But Taysom Hill best ball more than anything because you don't have to worry about starting him during the wrong week.
I think Kmet is the guy. I mean,
yeah, he's definitely. Jelani Woods.
Yeah.
So here, let me show you. Off the top of my head, this is just me spitballing it. Okay. Definitely feel like I could definitely find 1 or 2 more guys, but these are my tight end rankings. Let's go to it. So here it is. Customize this right here. Dalton Schultz, Dawson Knox, Cole Kmet, Okonkwo, Taysom Hill, Dalton Kincaid, Jelani Woods, and Darnell Washington. These if there's a top 5 tight end in hiding, it's in this group. In my quick assessment, it's in this group.
Right.
Top 5 tight end that's in hiding outside the top 10 ranked tight ends. It's in this group.
And a few of those guys are like second and third year tight ends. Like you were saying, a lot of times it's not the rookie; it's that second or third year guy. And I could be wrong, but I'm looking at like that list, but also just all the tight ends. There's quite a few second and third year guys who like their teams drafted them to eventually be pass catchers. Like not even on that list is like Likely or Trey McBride, Dulcich. There's a ton of second and third year guys.
Yeah. But to me, if I had to Smitty rank them in order of most likely, I want to say Dalton, but the problem with Dalton is consistency, injury. He's gonna have a rookie quarterback thrown to him. So I'll probably move Dalton down. I'm not moving him like all the way down yet. I'm going to move him like right. Let's move him right here. If I had to say, Cole Kmet feels like the most likely to absolutely explode. Guy had 600 yards and zero TDs and 612 yards in 2021. Last season, he had 7 touchdowns, 50 receptions, 544, and he was the only consistent option. He was the focal point of defenses, catching the football. This guy now has DJ Moore stretching the field. Kmet is probably, if I had to identify, based on this conversation we're having, and I'm spitballing this on the fly. I haven't really even done a video. I probably need to do a video on this topic. Ron, you've been asking for a tight end video for a while, so maybe I'll do this. The guy that it screams the most likelihood of being a top 5 tight end is Cole Kmet, who had 544 yards, 50 receptions, and 7 TDs last year. This guy's screaming, draft me, start me. I could take you to the promised land. I'm a top 5 potential tight end. Next up for me would be Okonkwo. What?
We're all in agreement that the Bears offense is going to take a huge step this year, right?
Not everybody, bro. I feel that way. I think Ron probably feels a little bit that way, I'm sure. Ron, I don't know how you truly feel.
I do too.
But there's half the chat is going to say they're the Bears. The Bears are the Bears. I love it. I love it because you know what?
agree with they're going to the NFC Championship this year, but I think they definitely are a lot better than last year.
Well, you've pretty much said that you think they're going to be like one game short though, so you're not that far off of my prediction that the Bears win they go to the NFC Championship game against the Eagles, or the Niners. Eagles are the Niners. The Niners and the Eagles are the favorites, I'm sure, in pretty much anybody's eyes. But like I'm trying to get bold here. I think one of those teams gets knocked off by the Chicago Bears, and because I don't think that the Eagles are as vulnerable. They've got a squad from top to bottom. Not that the Niners don't, but the Niners are driving without a driver. You know, at least a consistent. We know what's happening QB situation. So if all things are considered, I'm going with the Eagles over the Niners for right now. If I have to choose something bold like the Chicago Bears making it to the NFC Championship game, but again,
well, let's not forget that Eberflus is a defensive head coach. They were a huge defense last year. They were so good. So that's only going to make the offense even better. More turnovers, more possessions, which means, you know, these stats that Kmet put up 50 catches, he can have 20 more catches this year and end the year with 70 to 75 catches, a couple more 100 yards, probably 7 touchdowns again. I mean, that's top 5.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I hear you.
I think Mooney finally has a good year too.
Yeah, Mooney's got to stay healthy, but DJ Moore helps Mooney become consistent again.
Yeah,
Mooney's not a number 1 wide receiver, but Mooney's a very talented wide receiver too. People are gonna forget that because why? What have you done for me lately? You got injured, so now I don't like you. That's what people are gonna take into that. But Cole Kmet
he's originally a slot receiver, right?
I think so. I mean, he can kind of play all over. They forced him to play all over, so he's kind of a 3-trick pony now instead of a 1-trick pony. I like him. He's got a lot of talent. He's just not able to sustain the number 1 wide receiver role. DJ Moore's there to stretch the field now. Now Mooney can naturally go where he's naturally, fitting in. But Kmet is the guy that's going to be capitalizing on this improved situation in Chicago, which is why we're doing this right here. Okonkwo is my number 2. I suppose, likely player to break into the top 5 of the guys outside the top 10. Dawson Knox is in the mix there, but, Schultz is in the mix. Johnny Woods, Taysom Hill, obviously, Dalton Kincaid, and the only 2 rookies that I would even consider here would be Dalton Kincaid. I like Mayer a lot too, but Darnell Washington probably even over... Maybe not over Kincaid. I don't know. I go back and forth on that because of his height. And if he goes to like the Chargers and catches 10 touchdowns as a rookie, even with 400 yards or something. Real quickly, hold on one second. Let's go to, we have Yellow Boy on the phone. Yellow Boy, what's up? You're live.
What's up, Smitty? I think Hawkinson's a hot tight end, but if you just bypass him and wait a few later rounds to pick a tight end, Irv Smith might be hot this year, though, with the Bengals.
Yeah, he's definitely a decent option. He's not on my list here of, like, guys that's going to get into the top 5, but I think he's certainly a value. Like, what you're talking about here is he's involved in this conversation. Pairing Irv Smith with a couple of these guys and avoiding tight end early is what golf's topic is here. And I agree with that. I agree. Irv could be in the mix for that combination you're talking about.
Right. I was huge on Irv Smith's breakout year last year after having an injury prone the year before. He gets injured last year, and then now he's just injury prone, and I can't trust Irv Smith for nothing.
Yeah, depending on who. Yeah.
What Yellow Boy?
Depending on who the Panthers and the Texans draft at quarterback, that could pump up Schultz and Hayden Hurst too. They might be hot depending on their QB.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Hayden Hurst could do all right. I think the Panthers are taking Stroud, and I think the Texans are taking Young.
If I can't get Travis Kelce in the first 2 rounds comfortably, then I'll just pass and wait till like the 8th, 9th, 10th round or something to get a tight end, man.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, if we can get Cole Kmet in the 10th or 11th round, that's a steal.
Yeah, Cole Kmet's winning leagues.
Yeah, Cole Kmet hot too.
I think he could win leagues. You'll see my rankings on because Fantasy Pros and compiles this data, and you're gonna see me have him in a high positioning. Last year I had.
I think we need to do a build with Fields, Kmet, and more.
Yeah. I think
I'm a little bit iffy on a conflict because Tannehill, Tennessee. That's going to be the team's going to keep Okonkwo back. Not his skill. It's going to be the team.
Yeah.
They don't have a quarterback. I mean, Hill's really not a quarterback. They don't have a quarterback.
Well,
really,
don't forget
so.
Tennessee. Tennessee was one of the best teams in the middle of the season last year. Then all of a sudden they fell off out of nowhere.
28 says, sorry, I'm in a coma over Gesicki. Is that, you mean in a good way or a bad way? I'm not, like, to be honest with you, 28, I don't even know what you mean by that. Like, I mean, no disrespect by this, but the Patriots build the last couple of years has been ridiculously bad. Like, let's go double tight ends again.
Tight ends go to New England and die.
Yeah, we're in this whole Hernandez and Gronk mode still without Hernandez and Gronk. It's not working. Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry was like the worst receiving room, and that was the receiving room approach I've ever seen in my life. It was, and I could smell it from a mile away failing. It was like, I remember going live with a Patriots page on Instagram. My boy, forget what his name is now, but I went live with him, and I said, this is ridiculous. Do you guys really think this is going to work? This isn't Hernandez and Gronk. This is Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, neither of which is going to stay healthy. Now they add Gesicki, who I kind of like him, but bro, I honestly don't know if this is a negative or a positive comment, because you got Mac Jones throwing these guys the football. Like, how is he, if these guys are not a good crew for a good quarterback? And now you're gonna send Mac Jones out there who's failing to throw to Gesicki and Hunter Henry. He'll be so 28. I still don't know what you mean by this. 28 says he'll be Jonnu Smith 2.0. Is that good or bad? I don't even know. I can't tell what he's trying to say. I don't know.
Jonnu Smith. He fell off the face of the earth.
I don't know if he's. It sounds like he's ripping on the Patriots, which I understand.
I mean, there's only one Patriots player that I'm willing to roster in any league, and that's Ramondre Stevenson. That's it.
And that's even questionable.
Yeah, the Patriots finishing 7-10 this season, man.
I mean, the Patriots picked up James, so if James starts showing, you never know what Belichick's going to do with running back. What's the flavor of the day? What's the flavor of the week? Well,
they don't have a quarterback.
Plus,
thank you, Lewis.
He can draft some rookies too. So he does, like Smitty says, and it's the flavor of the week with Belichick. It's like drafting a New England running back is like
little risky.
It's
little risky. Not that it can't work out. Not that Ramondre, if he escapes the NFL draft and escapes free agency, which really only has Zeke Elliott and Kareem Hunt left. Not that they're threats for the starting job, but they're vulture threats. And Bill could use them weirdly. Assuming Ramondre escapes all that, he'll either be third round gold or a very regrettable pick, but he could be either one. Let's not pretend like he's an absolute lock. But let's also not pretend that Ramondre doesn't still have like top 6 to 10 running back upside. Like, you could arguably say there is a world we live in where Ramondre's first round worthy in hindsight. Not that anybody should take him above third round, but there's a world where he could be a 10 overall type of scorer. But there's also a world where Bill Belichick could put him in the doghouse, draft 3 rookie running backs like he's done before. He drafted 2 rookie running backs, I believe 2 or 3 the year that he drafted Ramondre. I think it was Najee Harris, Ramondre Stevenson. I believe they were the same year, weren't they? And also Harris, another Harris. There's like 3 rookie running backs. No, I mean, yeah, Damian, but he drafted another Harris and Ramondre.
I
remember that Harris
back there too.
What?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, who's this? George?
This is Peanut Butter.
Oh, Peanut Butter, what's up? You're live.
Hey,
I don't know what
so
happened.
Gesicki, right?
What, Peanut Butter?
Gesicki. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear you.
I got Gesicki doing pretty well with New England, actually.
Well, it's not that can't happen.
Bill likes to bring in these second-hand players that other teams didn't use the right way. And we talk about Darnell Washington a lot and how big he is. And Mike Gesicki is a ginormous tight end. He is huge. If you look at his combine numbers, he compares equally to Calvin Johnson.
No.
It's
Can't
true.
block.
His vertical, his
That's
height,
lofty.
his hand size, his length of his arms.
Yeah, you just can't.
all
But you
that.
just can't. You can't say that though. Like that, you're gonna get a lot of people that are gonna jump down your throat.
No, I'm not saying.
I know.
Do like 2,000
I know what
yards.
you're trying to say, but like just
I'm saying
as
you
soon
can
as
get,
the
you
words
can get
come out of your mouth.
808. You can get 800, and I'm saying he's.
I know.
He's at 6'5", 235.
I know, but I know.
Jumped out of the gym. You know what I mean? Head tap on a linebacker. Red zone threat, tight end.
I think Gesicki's going to be. I'm a Patriots fan. I think Gesicki's going to be pretty good, but I wouldn't go too lofty.
Yeah, Bill Belichick's been
bring in a
watching him
couple
waste
more
away
pass
on the
catchers.
Dolphins. He brought him in for 1 year. You're right. New England's been running two tight ends since Daniel Graham and Jermaine Wiggins. It's just how their offense is. So,
Yeah, but look, Gesicki was on the top 5 offense on Miami last year, and he barely put up any numbers. He started only one game, so he was obviously in the doghouse.
Miami was running because Miami featured a run blocking tight end. They didn't want to play Gesicki. They sat him by choice.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
but
here-
isn't that
One game they
what
called
New
out.
England
They
All right,
does?
called for him.
Hold on one
The
second.
one game they called for Gesicki was versus Green Bay. I think it was Green Bay. He had 2 TDs and like 19 fantasy points and half PPR. And then Waddle, I think Waddle came back, and that was it for the year. If Gesicki is used with a smart coach, he's a monster.
Okay, so
He
hold
was
on.
supposed to be a monster.
Hold on one second. So just so you guys know, Gesicki value-wise is a good selection because he's ranking. Look how far down he's ranking. We're talking about, I think it's like 15 players on a page. He's probably around, if I had to guess, about tight end like 22 to 25. So there's no shame in drafting this man and hoping he does well. So let's first kick that out there. He's tight end 21. Position rank, it says right here, tight end 21. So that's a very, very good value. No one's arguing that. 780 yards and 2 touchdowns in 2021. Last year he had 362 and 5 TDs. But he's entering year, I believe, 6. And while there's room to believe he can have like a 500 yard season and maybe like 4 to 5 or 6 touchdowns, which would be good. That'd be good at tight end 21. I just don't think Mac Jones is zappy unless Lamar goes there. If Lamar goes there, we need to re-kickstart this conversation and start talking about how.
Yeah.
But if it's Zappy and Mac Jones, which is probably going to be a carousel, either a 2-person musical chair quarterback situation, which is not good. It's not good for the cohesion of the team. I think his ceiling is capped a little bit. And into 28 was saying he doesn't like him. Okay, so I wasn't sure if you were saying you're in a coma over him, like you loved him, but I understand both arguments. But I'm here to say that I'm not banking on Gesicki until I know that quarterback room changes, and I don't think it is. I think Mac Jones ain't gonna be the guy to make this. Mac Jones, hold on.
It's more
Mac
of a
Jones,
hot take.
hold on one second. Mac Jones won't be the guy to turn Gesicki into a 900-yard 8 TD tight end. But go ahead, Peanut Butter, and then we got a caller from another live caller in, so we'll go to him next. But go ahead, Peanut Butter.
Okay, I appreciate it. I just feel like out of the options that we see right now, like if this was week 1 tomorrow, the most explosive player that's catching the ball for them is Gesicki. He's more explosive than Juju.
We don't really know that yet, though. We don't really know that yet. We don't know if he can even get open.
Oh man, Well, I just can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. You could be right, bro.
That's what Bill does. Bill brings in players from his division, right? Like Stephon Gilmore, for an example. And then he utilizes them, man. It's just what he does. He's been pulling players from the Jets and the Bills and the Dolphins for this whole time.
But what about 28 Trains' comment here? Like, address this from your perspective. He's in a timeshare with Hunter Henry. He's in a timeshare with Hunter Henry. So, like, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying he's not great value at tight end 21. Like, I agree with you. But he's not going to crack my list of guys that's going to be a top 5 guy. He could be. Like, would I bet against it? No. Like, it's certainly possible. But he does got to kind of get more out of this timeshare situation. Unless they run 2 tight end sets, which they've done before. I just don't think Mac Jones or Zappe's getting the ball to these guys in a way that's saving your season or lighting up your season. I think he's a backup tight end that if your tight end got hurt, you could lean on him, but I'm not banking on anything huge.
Yeah, if you look at Hunter Henry's first year,
I agree with that. That could happen like that.
Real quickly,
Hunter Henry's first year with the Patriots, he got 9 touchdowns. I mean, that's an outlier performance right there in his first year. So you're kind of gambling on this and see who's going to be the guy that's going to put up the big touchdown numbers. Is it going to be Hunter Henry or
no one in New England's bringing in heavy touchdown numbers unless it's Ramondre, in my opinion. I think this team is not. Unless they get Lamar, this is a very, very bland offense. This is one of the most boring offenses in the National Football League by far. This team better have a really good defense because it's gonna be a sad day for Patriots fans every day. Real quickly, hang tight. Let's go to the 951 caller. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show. Who are we talking to? Hello. 951.
He's napping.
That's the same kid who keeps hanging up.
That's Josh, that kid Josh.
951? Or sorry, okay, 978.
Hello?
Yeah, who's this?
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel, what's up, my man?
Hi. Quick question. Who should the Cowboys draft?
Who should they draft? Going over to the Cowboys.
Is there really a backup quarterback right now?
Well, I mean, yeah, you got a lot of things you could do, but from this 26 spot, is that what you want to know?
Yeah.
You know who I think you guys should draft is one of these tight ends. I think that would be a potential nice fit. Offensive lineman. I don't think you need to draft a wide receiver because I think all the top 4 will be gone anyway. So if you reach and take a Hyatt, I'm not going to like that. I think that I don't want you going to RB because and I'm not just saying this selfishly, but I don't want Tony Pollard to be eliminated from being able to do what he's about to do. I don't think you go quarterback at all this early. Some people kicked around Hendon Hooker, but that's not healthy to draft a quarterback in the first round for any quarterback. It's just not a healthy look at all. Even though you're trying to safeguard the position, you just can't. It's just not something. It's not a good use of draft capital either. If you believe in Dak, you believe in Dak. If you don't believe in Dak, then you need to move on. So I think that ultimately this is like a defensive piece. This is an offensive lineman. This could be Darnell Washington. That would be phenomenal. Give Dak Prescott a Dalton replacement, and you give Dak Prescott a 6'7" goal line presence. That would be pretty cool. Kincaid, I doubt he falls as far, but you know what I mean? Like just a tight end would be a very, very nice play. Does anybody disagree with that? I know you want to run in Dallas according to McCarthy, but why not put a 6'7" monster on the field?
I think they're going to go with offensive lineman.
Smitty.
Yeah.
There you go.
Who is this?
So we've talked about this is waivers. We've talked about Dallas wanting to run the ball more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Washington, it's a slam dunk pick for them.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to set the edge and get Tony Pollard down the sideline on a pitch, you get Washington logging off the edge, blocking the outside linebacker.
He's
it's
good,
perfect.
bro. He's good.
I agree 100%.
let's go back to. I'm gonna start calling him Mellow Yellow because
He's almost a tackle.
Yellow.
He's almost a third tackle, Smitty.
Yeah, he's great, bro. Kind of like Kittle in a way,
Hello?
but like 6'7". Hey, Yellow, do you mind if I call you Mellow Yellow? You remind me of a totally mellow dude.
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, I don't mind.
Hello?
Man.
Mellow
I
Yellow.
need you to refresh my memory, though, on how do I join one of the mock drafts with you.
I dropped the link to the mock drafts, the free mock drafts, in the live chat whenever we mock draft. I also thank you to that caller, whoever called. You dropped off. I forget, who did he say that was? The ninth. The what?
Nathaniel.
Nathaniel, thank you for calling in, bro. He had to drop off. You could have stayed on the panel, bro.
Smitty, don't you also have the sleeper app open when you hit that link?
It should open it for you, but it wouldn't hurt to have.
It opens up.
Yeah,
I remember I used to have problems.
Brian, for anybody that's not getting the notifications, it's because if I go live multiple times in a day on YouTube, they throttle the notifications back. They take it into their own hands and say, a human being couldn't possibly want to be bugged 5 times by this guy. So they throttle back the notifications. So, Brian, you need to go, Brian, DM me on Instagram, and I'll give you a link that you just click on it and you subscribe to a free. It's a one-way DM conversation between me and everybody that subscribes. And you don't see who subscribes, I don't think. But you can react if you want to any posts that I make inside the DM conversation. You can't type anything. It's a one-way conversation, but I can see everybody's reaction emojis. So if I end up going live, people can double tap and heart it, or put a thumbs up, thumbs down, sad face, angry face, whatever. You can emoji react to my post, but it's a one-way. It's called a channel, an IG channel, and it's whenever I go live. So I'll give you the link to that, and then whenever I go live, you'll get an alert on Instagram as well. Not to mention, if anybody just goes to my Instagram profile, and not only do you follow me, right? Hit the follow button, but you can click, there's a bell icon at the top right corner. If you click that and turn on your notifications for every story post, every live stream, every Instagram post, you will see a post every time I go live on my stories. So there's really no excuse for you to miss a notification, because my Instagram is a key component in getting on every single one of them.
So you're going to be mock drafting again tomorrow, Smitty?
What is tomorrow? Friday? Yeah.
Okay.
If I don't break if I don't smash my other toenail off my foot, I'm afraid to even look at it. I've got a sock and a couple Band-Aids wrapped around it so that I could get on this live stream. It's probably falling off at this point.
So you don't snag it.
Yeah, I want to try and run tonight too, but I maybe take a day off.
What you more likely going to be drafting, doing the mock draft after 7 p.m. though, huh?
Yeah, the mock drafts are about midnight Eastern, 9 p.m. my time. 9 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. So that's midnight Eastern. That's the time we mock. The 7 p.m. show is all news. There's no mock drafting at all.
Okay, that sounds cool. I ain't going to hold you up, Smitty, man. Big ups to the Fantasy Football Show. Everybody in the chat room, everybody on the phone, man.
Mellow Yellow.
You, Smitty.
Appreciate you, man. Later. Let's go to George real quick. George, you have 10 seconds. I'm going to wrap this up. So.
Yeah, back to the topic of Hawkinson. After the discussion tonight, I think fading Hawkinson and going with Komet in the late round, 10, 11, would be a steal. And those are probably the builds that I'm going to try over the next couple of days, is try to stack up Fields and Komet, maybe try to squeeze more in there somehow.
Yeah, Komet right here. Komet is the steal of the tight end world, in my opinion. Cole Komet down at the bottom. We're talking 1, 2, 3, 4. It tells you right here. He's tight end 13. Tight end 13. This is your steal of fantasy football tight end drafting right here. I'll have a video on this. If I don't just clip this part and put it up in a compartmentalized video. But Komet's a steal. Absolute steal. Thank you, George. Appreciate you calling tomorrow.
All right.
Later. Peanut butter and waivers. Final thoughts. Peanut butter. Hello?
Maybe here.
He's probably muted.
Oh, hey. Sorry, I had you muted.
Yeah, what's up? Final thoughts.
So, hey, I'm here. Tyreek Hill. He's wanting to retire in a couple of years
3 years.
because he can't bear to see himself lose a race in the NFL.
Yeah, but
He's
3
the
years.
fastest player.
Yeah, but is
I'm
it?
telling, yeah,
I know, but 10 years, bro.
it's a pride thing.
No, he'll be 10 years in the league. That's a long time. Like, I don't blame. I mean, you might be right.
It is a long time.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying, like, it's not like he's leaving early.
When you're like elite, when you're like elite at something, you can't bear to see yourself slip.
I hear you, but
You know
that's
what I
10
mean?
years. That's a long time. He's gonna drop off before that. Like, he's gonna drop off before 2025 in terms of being the fastest guy in the NFL. So, like, I think,
Right.
But that's 10 years. Like, anybody that's even reacting, and I'm not saying you are, but just to address it, anybody that's even reacting to that he's going to retire 4 seasons from now, he's going to play 3 more years. We're expecting him in that 4th year to be not somebody you even want to own past, like, I don't know. What can we envision? Let's look at the wide receivers. I would say Hopkins is a good example of where he'll be the year prior to that year. You know, you're like, okay, entering his 3rd year from now. So entering his 3rd year from now. Not this year, 2023, not 2024, but between 24 and 25, we're going to think of him about like we think about Hopkins. 1 more year, maybe. So if he was to play 1 more season after that, his 4th season from today, he'd feel like AJ Green last year. You know, so like it's like no news.
I agree.
News. You know what I mean? But you're probably right in terms of his motivation.
Because Waddle's going to overtake him by that time. You know what I mean? But it's just he always talks about it, like with DK or whoever. Oh, race me, meet up. Let's see who's faster. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the day he got traded to Miami, he was on that with Waddle. So I'm just saying, it's like one of those things. Like you hear like Eric Dickerson and Darryl Green and Deion Sanders. They chirp back and forth about who was faster and all that. Tyree, I'm telling you, man. Some guys are willing to milk it like AP and get every contract, every dollar. It doesn't matter. And then some guys they can't see themselves fall off. And that's how I see Tyree. Anyway, have a good night, bro.
Yeah, I hear you, and I don't blame that that's in his mindset, but I think at the end of the day, it still doesn't change what we all knew he would happen to him at that point in his career. Like 10 years is a long time.
Right. It's just his time clock.
Yeah. So we'll see.
Right,
Definitely don't freak out on it if anybody owns them. Like, you know, trade for him in Dynasty. Like, this news makes me want to trade for him in Dynasty because if someone's concerned about 4 years from now when he won't be relevant anyway, then I'm all about taking advantage of that. Somebody's like, oh, I'll give up a 1.11 rookie pick. Like, give me Tyreek over the 1.11 all day long. Like, people are crazy, man. All right, Peanut Butter, appreciate you, man.
All right, love the show.
Yeah, call him tomorrow. Travis, final thoughts, bro.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, by going early tight end, wouldn't you say that makes it a lot harder to go early quarterback as well? Would you say like it's, I mean, just because of the detriment it puts on your other positions?
Yeah, I mean it can, sure, because you're chasing running back and wide receiver even more hardcore. But let's just look at it real quickly. So if we take Kelsey in round 1, and we take Mahomes in round 2, which is what you'll traditionally see, right? I wrote mom.
Stack them, yeah.
Mahomes. If you get Breece Hall in this round, and you get, let's say, Watson in this round, and you get London in this round, and you get Kyle Pitts in this round, which you might not get all those, but do I have a problem with that team? No, I don't. No, I don't. Not that you need Pitts there anymore. Who would be a round 6 guy?
Did we say Pickens, or is he going later?
Yeah, Pickens. Perfect. So do I have a problem with this team? Absolutely not. Kelsey, Mahomes, Breece Hall, Watson, London, Pickens, Charbonnet. You could probably add to this list. Give me that all day long, baby.
I think it's easier to take an early quarterback than it is an early tight end.
Yeah, but you're doing both here. So look at the screen. Ron, do you like this team?
Yeah.
Kelsey?
There are, but I'm just saying, if just going early tight end, early quarterback between the two, it's easier to take an early quarterback, I think, than it is to take an early tight end.
Now, would I rather have this?
For me, it is.
So comparing apples to apples, let's take Pickens out. Let's put Kyle Pitts back in this spot right here, or you could use Ingram, whoever you want. We're taking Kelsey out now, and we're taking, let's just say CMC here or whatever. CMC, Mahomes, Hall, Watson, London, Pitts. I mean, I do ultimately like that better. But
Right.
it's very, very solid either way. So it just depends, bro. It depends if Hall falls to you in the third round. It depends if London's there in round 5. It depends. Very, very arguable combination. You can win 100,000. What?
Probably depends on like the spot you're picking from too, depending on if you're going to be picking back to back at a turn, or if you got to wait 20 picks for your turn to come back around.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed, but when I do this, I usually go from the middle to kind of give the average of what we're thinking. I usually do always predict guys getting drafted in the center of these rounds to kind of give you a feel. But you're right. If you went like, let's say you go Jamar Chase, and then let's say you go Burrow. Actually, let's go Burrow here. You're going to go Burrow a little early just to ensure you get him. Let's go Walker here. That's and then Kyle Pitts, we'll say Watson still falls here. London still falls here. Kyle Pitts probably doesn't fall here, but you get Ingram. So you got Ingram, Watson. Sorry if you can't read that. You got Walker, Watson, Ingram, Chase, Burrow, London. So if you were to go, you can't go Kelsey 1, 2, or 3. I've seen it done before. But let's say you go Hawkinson. Yeah, I mean, from the one spot, you can't really argue early tight end because you'd have to take Hawkinson at 3.1, and you're not going to do that. So really, if it's Kelsey, it'd have to be like a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pick. And then it really works with the first example.
Yeah, so if you have a real early pick, you're probably not doing early tight end.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the way we just mapped that out, I don't see how you can argue it because Hawkinson around in top of 3 is ridiculously high. So yeah, early tight end is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe even 11, 12. You could get Kelsey at the 12, 13 pick. So if we were to map out that, let's say you get Kelsey and Bijan, then you can't do that. Or I mean, you could go early quarterback there and try it out. I mean, we can map that out real quick.
Yeah.
But if we go Kelsey and Bijan, and then you're talking about end of round 3 being you can't get Hall, you can't get Walker, you might get Olave.
Is this from like the 12th pick? Are you saying?
Yeah. So you go Kelsey, Bijan, Olave, Gibbs.
Yep.
And I don't know if you could even get T Law here, but let's just say you get T Law. This would be the kind of team you could build there if you go early quarterback with Kelsey, which was the original question. So let's say you go Mahomes and Kelsey from the 12 pick.
That's not so bad, yeah.
You'd probably have to bank on the rookie. So Charbonnet and Gibbs and go the total. Kamara, yeah, that'd be pretty good though. If you go Gibbs, Charbonnet, Kamara, Pacheco, like have a running back room like that, or Gibbs, Charbonnet, Monty, and Kamara, like that would be a pretty good running back crew. To put with Mahomes, Kelsey, Olave. So
like you said, you got to have the confidence to do it for sure.
Mm-hmm. And I could find, in my opinion, I could fail at it, one time out of every 3. I'm not saying it's easy to draft from every draft slot, like you experiment, but I think I could find a way to win with any scenario if I got enough practice drafting from that slot and using that, deploying that strategy. because I would take the best player available. That's why I feel like whenever I draft in a real draft, I rarely walk out going, gosh dang it, I hate my team. Because I almost never draft a player I don't like just because he's there. Right. I need an RB. I'll take the next highest RB. I'd rather not play. I'd rather not play fantasy football than play that way. That's the most boring way to play fantasy football. Right, just take the best running back. Take the best driver. Go running back. Like, I don't want to play anymore. If I gotta take a position and not a player, I don't want to play. That's ridiculously boring. Might as well not even show up to the draft. Autopilot my team. I got my cousin. I hope he's not watching. God rest his soul. I mean, he's still around, but his fantasy team isn't. His league isn't. His league's gone. Or R.I.P. to his league. He literally told me that they voted. His league majority voted to auto draft their teams.
Oh my God!
He calls me up. He goes, "Hey, I don't need your help drafting this year because we decided to auto draft the teams." I just and not even you don't even get a chance to re-rank everybody. You just let the computer hand you your team. And I looked at him and I said, "What are you talking about, bro? You explain this to me. You guys are agreeing to play in a league where you're going to let the computer decide who you have. What fun is that?"
It's like basically you might as well not, like, in terms of your show, don't even do any off-season stuff. Just let the computer go.
Yeah.
Don't worry
this is
about
like,
it.
No offense to this, because I hate to be insensitive here. I'm all about donating to charities. You guys know I'm a very I'm always, if I can promote giveaways, and we do the Grindhouse Give to the Homeless stuff, I'm so about donating to charities and stuff like that. But this was like when people force the prize money to go to a charity without even consulting you. And it's like you're in this draft, you won, you competed for it. Let me decide if I want to donate money to a charity. I win a lot of money, I might just throw a couple hundo on a charity of my choice. But when, like, you're battling in this league and there's this peer pressure to take the league winnings away to donate it to a charity that's in the middle of some drama, like the Hamlin situation, that burned me up, bro. I was in a couple leagues where people were like, we're going to go ahead and take the prize money and donate it to the Hamlin charities, which I commend, but I want to be able to make that decision myself. Let me win the money. Maybe I'll put in more money than the entry fee. I'm all about giving. But there's a certain part of competitiveness that's built into this thing to where I don't need to mingle society and what everybody thinks. And you're a bad person if you're talking about fantasy right now during the Hamlin situation. I gave it its proper day or two and genuinely talked about Hamlin. Genuinely said, okay, we're going to calm down on the football analysis right here and let everybody speak their mind, speak from their heart. Prayers up. But it got a little out of control where you were chastised and called a selfish person. And you had big fantasy analysts, I'm not going to name names, that literally said, fantasy is not even important. It's not important right now. It's ridiculous to talk fantasy. No, it's not. This is my job. This is my job. I don't go to Bob, who's typing up TPS reports, and say, because Hamlin situation unfolded, your job doesn't make sense, Bob. You know, banker Bob over here. Your job's meaningless because Hamlin's situation. There's nothing to do with it. My job was still important. It still was important, and I took fantasy very seriously, and I felt like a good outlet for people to come in and speak their mind on that and say, look, I still should be able to talk about this Bengal and Buffalo Bill situation. I should still be able to talk about this. And the fact that people were chastised and made to feel ridiculous for being concerned about their fantasy season, which they plugged their heart, soul, and hobby, all their hobby hours into. Like, if you talked about it during that situation, you were a bad person.
That's you could say that about anything. You could say, oh, this bad thing's going on in the world, so we better just stay at home and feel sorry for ourselves.
Bro, do you know how many DMs when there's like a really political or some kind of like crazy situation going on, I get DMs after DMs when somebody says, Smitty, how could you post football right now with this situation going on in the world right now? Like, Smitty, you should be ashamed of yourself posting about football today. Bro, do I go to your work, Bob, and say, how dare you type up a TPS report today, Bob? How dare you show up to your job today with all the chaos going on in the world today? It's like the nerve on some people to assume that my job's not important or that this industry that provides an outlet for people isn't important. It's crazy to me.
That's like when the Hamlin thing happened that night. I think you were the only place live anywhere for like 2.5 hours or something too. You know, so it's not like you don't address these things.
Yeah, it was literally 2 live streams about 3 or 4 hours in a row where it was all prayers up for Hamlin, and I feel gave good respect to it, genuine respect to the situation. But anyway, it's like you guys can always come here to talk football. I don't care, you know.
Smitty, I'm crashing. I gotta go. I gotta go.
You're what?
Don't everybody. I gotta go. I'm crashing here.
Okay, Ron, appreciate you, man. Go rest, pal.
Yep. We only got 20 days left till the draft.
All right, take it easy, Ron. Go crash.
Later, Ron.
Travis, we'll see you later, pal.
Yeah, all set. Thanks, Smitty. Later.
Off my rant mode. Anyway, guys, I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. And my ridiculous job that means nothing. If there's anything chaotic going on in the world, my job's meaningless and I won't be live. Said Smitty never. Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, live whenever news breaks. Usually, these are bonus shows. I'm not guaranteed to do them. Like tonight, I almost canceled it because I pretty much knocked my toenail off and it's bleeding. I can feel it right now. Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, midnight-ish, sometimes 12:30 a.m., midnight-ish Eastern. I'm live doing drafts, baby. I'll see you all later. Appreciate you. Waiver says you're going to have Henry in the blocking Y role. Okay, yeah. Look at that Fields photo, peanut butter and waivers. Fields to the moon. I got a Fields is him video coming out. Somebody mentioned that on a stream. Fields is him, and I'm like, that's the title of my video. It's coming out. It's funny when Smitty scolds the Bobs. Yeah, you know, I get a couple people that say, can you leave the TPS report, Bob from accounting, alone? Because my name's Bob, and I actually work in accounting. I've gotten 2 or 3 DMs before on that topic. Hit that like button on the way out the door. Paul says, we love for this Smitty, hence why we listen all year regardless of what happens in the world. We want fantasy. Look, it's an outlet for people, and I'm here, and I'll always be here, 365 for it. Appreciate you all.
The tripod, also likened to pyramids in ancient Egypt, are constructed using Burrow or Hertz, Chase or a JB Hull or Walker.
He's on a shuttle to Mars. Mars men. Loads dropping and spinning aimlessly in space.
Later, everybody. Appreciate you.